What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Jeff, I know you've been enjoying the content as much as I've been enjoying digging through and putting it all up and together.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trepidatious watching this, especially my stuff. I hate watching my stuff, you know that. But it's been interesting to go back and watch it because, as I said, I become less of a dick as the shows go on Talk Wrestling, which is thank God I did because the first show was so bad. But man, you have been like reaching into the vault, man. I almost feel like I want to grab Mickey Mouse on SNL. I'm like, no, protect the content. They didn't sell. So man, such good stuff to watch, and today is no exception, sir.
Yes, thank you once again to Aaron Rift of the No DQ YouTube channel, James Hebert of the JH95 slash FTW Productions, Noel Foster from the Simple Man brand, and of course, you, good sir, for the
Yes,
Jeff Meacham Network, for allowing me access to all the content that was previously discussed in private
yes,
amongst all of you guys, because there are limitations about what can and can't be posted, but
yeah. Unfortunately,
especially a big thank you once again to Aaron Rift for allowing me access to the no DQ stuff. That stuff has really helped make the process and the Throwback Thursdays succeed and thrive, I think.
absolutely.
Sit back, relax, everybody, enjoy as we bring to you yet another week of Throwback Thursday content.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from NoDQ.com.
Greetings to everyone out there in the No DQ galaxy. Welcome to the No DQ review here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. A little bit of a different panel today. First off, we have one of the usual people on the No DQ review. Usually he does the moderation, but I will be doing it today as we will be talking about the Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So, Virtue, how's it going, man? And what did you think overall of the Greatest Royal Rumble?
It's going good. Now, I don't want to spoil it, so I want everybody to watch this whole video. So I will not tell you what I thought. But let's not forget, I was at WrestleMania in the big stage environment, and I gave that show a B minus, which is high compared to what a lot of other people gave it. So stay tuned. Dun dun dun. But I'm doing good. Jeffrey, Big G, first
What's
No
going
DQ
on,
review.
guys?
How's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying this nice weather out here in Maryland today. And just like you, everybody's going to have to wait to see what I thought of the show.
All right, and Tyler's here with us. TJS, moderator on No DQ. Tyler, anything you would like to say spoiler-wise regarding your thoughts? Any little preview of what you thought about the show? You are filming in a bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess. If I had to describe the show in one word, it would be grr.
Grr. All right, well, let's talk about the GER, the greatest Royal Rumble of all time. Was it the greatest Royal Rumble? That is very much up for debate. We will go ahead and break down this show. So, first off, we had John Cena versus Triple H, the Battle of the Legends. Virtue, your thoughts on this match? What were you expecting out of this match, and do you think it lived up to the expectations?
Well, I quite honestly thought it would have been one of the better matches. And not that it was horrible, but it was very John Cena and Triple H going through the motions like it was at a house show that happened to be in front of 60+ thousand people, if that, on the WWE Network. With that, it was a little slower. Obviously, you have two part-time guys. Methodical, Triple H's style of match. I don't think I saw some people that thought it was absolute crap. I won't go there, but it definitely wasn't their best match together. To open the show, I get what everybody knows Triple H, no matter where you are in the world. Everybody knows John Cena. They were trying to get the crowd hype. The thing I noticed the most is, and it was kind of distracting throughout the whole show, is the adult males that were in the front row area. They did pan onto some kids, and obviously they had the Cena shirts on. But there you go. John Cena got his win back from losing to The Undertaker in squash fashion at Mania, and Triple H did the job. So, status quo in my opinion. Let's go to Big G, since this is your first No DQ review.
All right, so I'm going to agree with you. It was a decent match, like you said, both part-timers. They both had losses at WrestleMania. I kind of figured Cena would get his win back, and I mean, Triple H really doesn't need to anymore since he's doing more, behind the scenes stuff. But it was an overall good match. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good opener. It was historic. Them opening at the greatest Royal Rumble. Let's go to Tyler. What were your thoughts?
Well, this match was pretty simple, as Aaron put it, but I actually enjoyed this match a little bit because there was a lot of. It felt very old school. I was hoping there would be some more maybe limb targeting. I would have paused maybe for a Triple H to do a figure four, but you had the test of strength early, which I thought was a nice touch since we haven't seen that in so long. It reminded me of back in the 80s and 90s when you had the big buff dudes like wrestling all the time, like Hogan and Savage and Warrior. I thought a lot about Hogan and Warrior in this match. I guess since John Cena is Hulk Hogan, basically, it works out. But, it was a fine match. I think it was good for this to open because it seemed like the Saudi Arabian crowd was reacting a lot to the big stars. And if this was an American show, I would have had the Intercontinental Championship ladder match open, since that would have been a hot opener. But, since this was John Cena and Triple H, arguably two of the biggest stars in wrestling, period, I think this was a good thing to get the crowd hot. But I did like the ending. Instead of John Cena doing the typical roll through AA, he went with a slingshot into the turnbuckle, which I thought was a nice touch. But, I mean, at least there weren't too many near falls in this. It wasn't like near fall city like an AJ Cena match, but other than that, it was a fine match. I thought it was okay. Aaron?
Well, and kudos to them. They both kicked out of each other's finisher.
Wow, that was a surprise. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I was...
Triple H kicking out of the AA. What a shocker. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it was just an exhibition. It was done to get the crowd hot for the rest of the show and just start the pay-per-view on a high note with two of the top stars in WWE history. And it was what it was. It was fine. No real issues with it. It was just a match between two legends in WWE, and that was it. So next up, we had Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto for the Cruiserweight title. Pretty much exactly what I expected, just a straightforward Cruiserweight match. I mean, most of the matches on this show were very straightforward. Big G, any thoughts you had on this match? Anything that stood out to you? Anything that you might remember a month from now?
Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong. Alexander and Kalisto are both pretty athletic performers, is it a match I'm going to remember a month from now, 2 months from now? No. Other than that, I mean, there was nothing else I expected. Virtue, let's go to you, buddy.
Oh gosh, I just didn't like the pairing of Kalisto versus Alexander, and again, it just felt like a kickoff show match, let alone being the second match on the card. So, they didn't do any kickoff show matches, did they, Aaron?
No.
Because obviously I didn't watch the event until I got home, and so basically Friday night, and it just started from the Cena and Triple H match. So really, here's what I have to say about this match. Next.
Ooh. Well, let Tyler give his thoughts.
Well, that's what yeah.
Okay. I know a lot of people are calling this match basic or, simple. I thought this match was better than the WrestleMania match, even though that's not really saying much. I mean, you had a lot of high spots, spot of the match was the springboard Spanish fly from the top rope. I thought that was really cool, but I'm not sure why, they had Kalisto win that gauntlet match on 205 Live. I don't know. This match was short, and I'm starting to I was doubting it before that the cruiserweights were going to succeed, but now I'm really, really doubting it because they took them off Raw, and now they're sentenced to these 5 or 6 minute matches. So I mean, I don't know. I just know the crowd was quiet throughout most of this match, as with pretty much every match on the card. So. Next, like Virtue said.
Well, Jeffrey, did you want to add something? It looked like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was going to tell him, apparently, Buddy Murphy didn't make the weight, so that's why they had that gauntlet match. Because it originally was supposed to be Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander tonight.
They can't just say he's 205. Oh, my God.
I think it's a kayfabe thing, because they had Buddy Murphy weigh in every week, so I think it was a kayfabe thing.
Oh, God, they're really messing with us.
Yeah,
it's worse than the SmackDown Top 10 list.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that when we did the preview video for the Greatest Royal Rumble, we did not have a cruiserweight match confirmed. I mean, that really tells you all you need to know that this was just a throwaway match. And yeah, there's nothing else to really say about it. So next up, we had the Raw Tag Team title match for the vacant championships. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the Deleter of Worlds, versus The Bar. And as expected, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt won. No titles switching to other brands or anything like that. TJS, let's start with you this time. Any thoughts on this match? And what do you think about Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt? Do you think they're hot right now?
I definitely think that they're hot right now. They're hotter than Alexa Bliss. I mean, I love the pairing. I mean, I love the entrance. I love the chemistry. I'm really happy that Bray Wyatt is finally a babyface. It's long overdue. And, as expected, the Deleter of Worlds won this match because The Bar is on SmackDown Live. So there was no chance that The Bar was going to win. I do think that the finisher of the Deleter of Worlds is kind of dumb. How Bray Wyatt just gets him in the wheelbarrow position. They do the twist of fate. Whatever. I mean, and it seemed like the Saudi Arabian crowd didn't really understand the delete chant. So... I guess they're just a lot different than American crowds, but overall, it was just a standard match, nothing special. Jeff?
I thought it was a decent match, everybody knows Sheamus and Cesaro on SmackDown. Everybody knew that the Deleter of Worlds were going to win. They do have good chemistry. Like you said, I love their entrance. They start off with Matt, then go to Wyatt, and then back to Matt. Their finisher, it could be a little bit better, but like you said, a finisher is just a finisher. But other than that, I mean, there's not much else for me to say. Let's go to the boss man, Aaron.
Well, I just wanted to add that the flow of the show was pretty good. I mean, at this point, we had 4 matches, and it went just over an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes for 4 matches, which I did like pacing of the show.
Wasn't this the third match? Have we done?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going ahead of myself. Okay,
yes.
I made a mistake here. Okay, well, let's get your thoughts on the match, Virtue, real quick.
You had to put the tag titles, the Raw tag titles, on the Deleter of Worlds. Great for Bray. Glad he's a babyface. Him and Matt, I'm interested. The question going forward is, will WWE screw it up? I actually like The Bar. I wish they could have maybe made this a longer match, but because it was almost a throwaway tag team match, because The Bar is on SmackDown, they just wanted to deliver the tag titles to Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I liked how they did it. Finisher, I mean, I'd rather see Bray just do the ghost Sister Abigail where the guy comes up into Matt Hardy's finish, but that's all right. Maybe they'll figure something out. And you know what? Does it matter? It's not about the wrestling with these guys. It's about the characters. So kudos to the Broken Universe. Or should I say galaxy?
Wonderful.
Yes.
I actually do like the finisher, but, you know.
Wow, really?
Aaron, I feel like when Bray puts him in that wheelbarrow position, it just feels too low. I just don't like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't look like he gets enough impact. Matt does when he brings him down. But again, that's, you know, it's the backyard wrestler coming out in me.
Well, there you go. All right, so let's go ahead now. Let's go ahead to the Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal match for the United States title. So this is where I had jumped ahead. This was the fourth match, and at this point, we had 4 matches in about a 1 hour and 15-minute period. So, like I said, I did like the flow of the show. At least the matches were moving along, and the show, even though it was 5 hours long, didn't really feel like it was all that long because I felt the matches were moving along at a fast pace and nothing really dragged too much. Now, with that being said, Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, I thought was a nothing match, and of course, we had one of many very significant botches on this show. So, Virtue, let's start with you. Your thoughts on Jinder Mahal and what's next for the guy? Where does he go from here?
Well, you know, they had to job him out here, obviously, if they didn't want to switch titles back and forth. I mean, they could have had him win that and then had, like, Joe win the Intercontinental. But, you know, to them, it's probably a house show in theory. And the only title that changed hands technically was the vacant title, the Raw Tag title. So, with that said, that literally was the whisper in the wind. I think a wrestler is trained to, obviously he didn't feel contact, so the fact that he fell afterwards and then he came out on Twitter, Jinder, and said he was playing possum, okay, way to cover your ass. But the fact is, I think they're trained to, just in case you have minimal contact, take the bump anyway and then move on. I think that's what Jinder was doing. So, I thought the botches added to the show. I don't mind this being botchamania, the greatest botchamania of all time. With that said, what does Jinder do next? We'll have to wait and see, but he's going to be a mid-card jobber on Raw. That's what I think. And then Jeff's got the U.S. title and probably will go on to feud with Randy Orton, or will go on to feud with Randy Orton. Big G.
It was a standard match, you know. When he missed the Whisper in the Wind, like I had to replay it again just to make sure, because I was like, what the heck happened? And other than that, I mean, yeah, Jeff Hardy is going to go on to face Randy Orton for the U.S. title at Backlash, most likely. And Jinder, he'll probably just be meat for Strowman and Roman Reigns down the road. TJS, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I felt like this match was the quickest, you know, it was the shortest, and it was the most forgettable. I mean, Jinder got heavily booed, which, you know, that kind of surprised me. I mean, even Sunil Singh got booed. You know, I mean, I guess that just goes to show that the Jinder Mahal experiment was a big failure. So, you know, it was an okay match. The botch was very noticeable, like you guys said. Other than that, there's not much to say about it. Jeff Hardy retains. Hopefully, Randy Orton turns heel, and we get a good couple of matches out of those two. So, Aaron?
Yeah, I agree with you completely, TGS. I really hope we get the Randy Orton heel turn now. I think it's long overdue, and it should be a fun feud. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, they did feud back in 2008, but it's been a decade. I guess it's okay to do it again since it's been so long.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Again, another basic match, and it seemed like most of the matches on the show were very straightforward. They almost felt like house show matches with WrestleMania production values. Lots of pyro on this show. There was one line here from Michael Cole talking about the late, great Sergeant Slaughter. That was a bad one. That was the only memorable thing about this match. Jeffrey, anything you would like to say about this match?
Not really. I figured the Bludgeon Brothers were going to retain. Don't get me wrong, Usos are one of my favorite tag teams, like right now. Maybe the Bludgeon Brothers will face Sanity down the road, you know, have two, like, weird kind of teams go at it. Other than that, I mean, there was nothing else to say about this match. Virtue?
It just seems like lately, as great of matches the Usos have had, especially with the New Day, it seems like they're just not giving them the opportunity to keep doing that. And it almost seems like they're not getting squashed. But if you look at it from what matches they've had in the past year, these are squash matches for the Usos. And again, I get it. You're protecting the Bludgeon Brothers. And I find it interesting now. Bray's a tag champ. The Bludgeon Brothers are tag champs. And we'll talk about Strowman later. Wyatt family living large these days. So well, we'll see what they do with the Bludgeon Brothers. You know, they need to have somebody crazier than them. And I just don't. The Usos are more high flyers. So the interesting point, Big G, with Sanity. I'd like to see that. TJS?
Well, I think WWE needs to be really careful at what they're doing here because they're making the Bludgeon Brothers go over these teams in less than 10 minutes. They've beaten the Usos multiple times. They beat the New Day. Now they just really have the Bar and Anderson and Gallows and Sanity. Personally, this match was whatever. I mean, I'm glad that the Bludgeon Brothers won because I think that Harper and Rowan actually deserve a pretty big push. I mean, Harper was on fire a few years ago as a babyface. And unfortunately, he didn't main event WrestleMania like he should have. But it's whatever. I mean, I'm not really buying into the character of the Bludgeon Brothers. They seem too cartoonish for me. I personally think the War Raiders do it better. But, this match was fine, like I said. And it's like Virtue said. It's like the Usos, they're not getting the chance to put on the show stealers that they used to. So,
and we know Rowan and Harper can put on matches like that. We know they can. So it's not like, but if maybe they're protecting the characters of the Bludgeon Brothers. Big G?
Yeah. You
have something? But I thought you put your hand in there. Are you going yes already?
No, I'm swapping away the B's.
Okay. Yes.
B's
yes.
are around.
Yeah. I mean,
I believe that. All right, let's move on here to Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. The Miz got fireworks for his entrance, which was interesting. I was paying attention to the guys that got pyro on this show because I think that's a good indication of the guys that WWE considers to be the top stars. And The Miz got pyro, so there you go, I guess.
Well, the Marine must sell really well over in Saudi Arabia, so that's what I'm serious. I'm serious. I really think that. Maybe,
yeah. I was definitely intrigued by The Miz getting fireworks. Hopefully that's a good sign for him that he'll get a big push on SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
So I did talk about this on No DQ Live. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on this. I thought it was a very mediocre ladder match. Nothing to it again. It felt like a match WWE would do, not even on SmackDown. I think we've seen more intense ladder matches on SmackDown, the rare occasions where it happens. So, TJS, let's start with you. What did you think about this match? Do you think, what were your expectations? Were you expecting something? I mean, did NXT spoil us too much? You know, us thinking maybe we would get a crazy stunt show here and we shouldn't have had those expectations. What do you think?
Well, you look at the four people involved here, Seth, Finn, The Miz, and Joe, and you think about that and you think, wow, this is going to be a hell of a match, and it's a ladder match, and on this grand stage in Saudi Arabia, and then you watch the actual match, and this is going to be like one of the safest ladder matches I've ever seen. Like you said, Aaron, this was just I didn't feel like it was a ladder match. I felt like it was just a match with ladders. You know, not a ladder match, but just a match with ladders. I mean,
I get it.
I was disappointed with this. I mean, and then I really didn't like the finish because it made Finn Balor look like a total geek. Not only is this guy not asking for his Universal Championship rematch, but he's going for the Intercontinental Championship, and then instead of stopping Seth Rollins, he just sits there like, And then after the match, he doesn't turn heel. Oh, no. He sits there just looking dumb, like not knowing what to do. I mean, they've got to do something with this guy. Turn him heel. Give him his Universal title match. Do something. And he even entered last. So I was thinking, like, maybe he has a chance. Maybe he'll win. But no. Finn just, I don't know. I'm just frustrated with his booking. It doesn't make any sense for this guy to just be portrayed as this geek when he was very dominant in NXT. Jeff.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. It was just not. It was just like a typical ladder match, you know. I was expecting more, you know. Like we said with NXT, I think they gave us too much. I didn't mind the finisher. I mean, Seth Rollins coming up and then getting his title, but then again, like you said, Finn just standing around, not doing anything, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I have nothing else to say about this match. Virtue, what do you think, buddy?
What I like, well, first, a ladder match to me, I mean, yes, we've had so many great Money in the Bank ladder matches. We've had, the TLC matches, but a one-on-one ladder match is really where it's at because, and I can say this for any, not really triple threat, but fatal four-way, five-way, etc. Because the guys, it always ends up being two guys. The other ones are outside of the ring and they come in intervals. I hate that. Real life, everybody would be scrambling, be more chaotic.
Yeah.
With that said, I like the way they had Rollins climb really fast, and even if it made Finn look dumb, in real life, that's what you would do. You'd have that adrenaline, and you'd say, "No, that's mine. I'm going to go up there and snatch it real quick." And not the slow climb, the fingertip. So I actually like the way. I don't know what that really did for Balor, making him look weak, but I like what that made Rollins look strong, in my opinion. So that's my takeaway from the match. There was really nothing done with the ladders. I know Finn had a cut on his eye or something like that.
Yeah.
But to me, Seth Rollins, it was about him being the Intercontinental Champion and wanting it. And that's what it was.
Well, maybe on Raw we'll get a tug of war between Balor and Seth for the Intercontinental Championship. Who knows?
No more tug of wars. No more tug of wars, please. But yeah, I think you all made great points, and I love your rant, TJS. That was a great one.
Thanks.
All right.
Good job.
So yeah, I think we've said all there is to say about it. There was a guy on YouTube that said he thought the NXT ladder match was very overrated. He wasn't a big fan of it. So to each his own.
And an interesting note, Aaron. So we know the Royal Rumble match went an hour and 17. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. So out of all the other matches, Cena Triple H went 15:45. The ladder match went 14:33, and AJ and Shin went 14:25. Everything else was under 10.
There you go.
Just to point that out.
Yeah, because like I said, I thought the show at least flowed fairly well. So anyways, you just mentioned AJ Styles versus Nakamura, and we did talk about this on the preview video, the idea of the low blow playing a role in the finish, which it did not. There was a low blow, though. Nakamura gave AJ yet another low blow, and AJ still has not invested in a cup. So what's the deal with that? Jeffrey, what were your thoughts on this match? Compared to WrestleMania, how was this match and the finish, of course? What did you think of it?
I liked it a lot more than WrestleMania now because you have a heel Shinsuke Nakamura. By the way, his entrance music is top notch. I like it. Him playing a heel makes more sense for him since he is, Japanese. The whole "sorry, don't speak English" thing. The ending of the match, it could have been better. I predicted AJ was gonna win. I didn't see the double count out happening, but now they have another match at Backlash, so we'll see if this third match will top the first two matches. TJS, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I think WWE just wanted to swerve us here because I got every single prediction correct except for this match. Up to the finish of this match, I was like, wow, this is very, very good. It's much better than the WrestleMania match because I think Nakamura works best as a full-fledged heel. And the entrance music is just awesome. The lyrics are really good, and he's talking about crushing the guy. There will be no escape, and he's calling himself a god in the entrance music. So I think it's really good. I'm glad that the crowd can't sing along anymore because if a guy's a heel, you're not supposed to like the guy. And I think putting a heel Nakamura against the most over face in the company, arguably, in AJ, is a great way to get him heat, especially when you have this low blow being the deciding factor between these two spectacular athletes. I think it's very good. I was a little disappointed by the double count-out. I liked Aaron's idea of AJ finally snapping and doing the low blow. But it was a fine match, except for the double countout. That was a big disappointment for me. And Virtue, what'd you think?
I thought the non-Royal Rumble match, it was the best match on the card. It was snug. It was way better than the WrestleMania match, especially up until that double count. Aaron, I wanted Shin to get caught with the low blow. So either that or having AJ do it to save the title, which really isn't a babyface move, but it would have been understandable in this feud since that's what Nakamura's been doing. So if they would have ended that way, either guy getting a DQ, I would have really, really put this up there as is probably the best match on the show, but it was second best because I like the Rumble match, but it was snug. It was better than the WrestleMania match, and I don't know if that's me being biased because being at WrestleMania, watching it live and seeing not many people being engaged to watching this on the WWE Network, I don't know if that swayed but it's all about Nakamura being a heel. It's fantastic. I am 100% behind this. Speak no English, great gimmick, and he should have a shirt that says that.
I'm sure he will at some point. I think that's inevitable. The reason I did not like the double count out was because I figured we would get another match at Backlash, but the way this went down doesn't really make sense. Nakamura has failed twice now. He did not win the match. It was a double count out, but he still did not win. So why is he getting yet another match? But the same thing could be argued for Roman Reigns and Lesnar. Why Reigns is getting another shot after he lost? I don't know.
I have a bad feeling Nakamura is going to win it at Backlash.
Is that bad? Is that bad though?
Why is that bad? A heel
No,
Nakamura with the WWE title.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just have a feeling that's going to happen.
Well, I don't mind it. I think at this point Nakamura as the heel WWE champion, I do like it, and you can keep the feud going with AJ, or you can do Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura for the title at some point. There's a lot of different ways that can go. But anyways, let's move on here. Let's talk about the Undertaker Rusev match. Pretty much exactly what I expected, to a T. So, Jeffrey, you're laughing about this. What were your thoughts on this match, and were you expecting anything different? And what did you think about Aiden English getting tombstoned? And I mean, I watched back on that. It came way too close, his head to the mat. I was scared there. When that happened, I'm like, oh, crap, that's not good. But your thoughts on the match?
Well, obviously, I went against the grain and picked Rusev just for the hell of it. I mean, the crowd did get crazy for it when Undertaker did come out, which is good. Just a typical match, Undertaker looked decent. Rusev did good. I really didn't notice the tombstone with Aiden English, with how close it was, but I'll go back and look at it. TJS, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I heard a few Rusev Day chants, but not that many because you know how the seating was, and if you don't, they had a lot of the casual families and everything sitting up front, and the more hardcore fans are up top. But this match was okay. It was what I expected to, except Rusev got some more offense than I thought, and I'm not sure why. Aiden English, if it's a no disqualification match, why not just make this a glorified handicap match? Why not work together and take down the Undertaker instead of just interfering when it's time to close the casket lid? I don't get it. It frustrates me, but it was a whatever match. I'm curious to see where do you think Rusev goes from here, Virtue?
He's in the casket. That's where Rusev's day's been for a while, and Aaron knows that.
Oh.
Look, I looked at the time since I had the Wikipedia page pulled up, 9 minutes and 40 seconds from bell to bell. When I did my video and said that Jericho should have been in this match, especially since they made him number 50 and was only in there for a minute or two, this should have been Jericho. When they changed it, they should have stuck with it. He would have made it feel epic. Rusev and Aiden English did fine jobs, and I think that tombstone was safe, Aaron. It might have been close. That was old school Undertaker. The guy's heads used to barely brush the mat like that. So Aiden's a pro. Maybe he was hanging a little too low. As cliche as this was, that's my problem with it. You knew Undertaker was going to win no matter who he went against. I just feel that with Rusev, you knew that there was going to be Aiden English with him. And it's like two guys still can't beat the Undertaker in a casket match, but I don't know. I'm just still pissed that, especially now that Jericho did not have a big run in the Rumble. Rusev Day is in the casket. Move on.
Yeah, I
It's
agree
in
with
the
you,
casket.
Virtue.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you, Virtue, because Jericho didn't even do all that much in the Rumble match. He was just basically another guy. It felt like he didn't really do anything significant. And yeah, I think it would have.
They should have not put Jericho like he should have not been advertised for the greatest Royal Rumble. If they were going to give him a short, he should have been the surprise 50 entrant. Nobody knew he was going to be there. To me, they just messed up in so many ways.
I agree with
he's
you.
He's my boy, man. Come on.
I think you're right on the money with that. I think Jericho should have been saved as the surprise 50th entrant. I think that would have been a lot more effective. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's move on here and talk about the WWE Universal title match, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I have no idea what's going on with Reigns right now. This just boggles my mind. I believe the idea for the finish of this match was for Lesnar to win by mistake. You know, Reigns hit the spear, they went through the cage, and Lesnar would fall to the floor. The problem is Lesnar did not fall to the floor. He was just laying on the cage, and Roman ended up rolling onto the floor. But then they said Lesnar was the winner, and the announcers had to try to cover it up, saying that Lesnar's body hit the floor first, and we have Jeffrey going for a walk now.
Yeah.
All right, well, Virtue, let's start with you. Your thoughts on the match itself compared to WrestleMania. Did you like it more? Did you like it less? And, of course, the finish.
It was the same. They didn't give him enough time. It was more Brock, destroying Roman for most of the match, so Roman could land a couple Superman punches and a spear. This is why the match should have ended in the ring, like I said, because you go and do a gimmick like this, it could go wrong, and it did. As far as I'm concerned, Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion, and the fact that they pretended to not even have it controversial. They tried to talk the controversy part, and then nope, Brock hit first. He left the cage first. He's still the champ. This is awful. WWE couldn't even cover it on the announce team. I am absolutely pissed off that they got to dingle all the fans around like little berries. And I think there goes Jeffrey back to work. So with that said, the last two matches I've been absolutely, you hype big matches like this, Tyler. The casket match with The Undertaker and this cage match for the Universal title, and you barely get one match with them combined. With a horrible result by another botch. What do you think?
Well, this was very reminiscent of the Goldberg and Lesnar match. Finisher fest. That's what it was. Finisher after finisher after finisher. And I guess that's what I've come to expect with the Brock Lesnar matches. But, this was, I don't know.
It was so bad. It was the way that it happened and the announce team tried to cover it up. It was so awful. Big G had to leave our review because he couldn't take it anymore.
Absolute disgust. He just couldn't take it. He was so frustrated, so upset he had to leave us without even saying goodbye.
That's the truth. And the way the announcers tried to cover it was awful. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, it was weird. At least the announcers did try to cover it. It would have been worse if they were just like, oh, yeah, it's true. Brock's feet hit first. But
they did go the referee's decision. I bet if they can roll that into controversy now on Raw, I'm okay with the botch. They got to follow up with it.
You think they would practice this spot before they do it? But I guess not. I have no idea.
That's kind of difficult to practice that, breaking the cage and whatnot.
Yeah, they should have, if they planned that spot, they should have said, no matter if it looks like Roman's feet hit first or not, the ref saying Brock won, and that's the controversy we'll roll with. So then if Brock's, make it close, but it doesn't matter if video, still catches who hit first. Let's make it the ref's decision. And I don't think they didn't know that it was going to look like that, obviously, going in. They thought Brock probably would have hit first. But if they kind of planned the controversy ahead, they could have blamed it on the ref. Because in NFL, they make bad calls and even don't get them right on replay sometimes. So,
Why not have this be like the Saudi Arabian screw job? Have Paul Heyman say that he paid the referee from that $638,000 that Brock made from that match to have him rule in Brock's favor no matter what. That plays into real life. And maybe that would get the fans some sympathy towards Reigns, So maybe that would be good.
Hey, that's actually a really solid idea. They very well could do that. I'm curious to see how they follow up with this. But yeah, it was extremely confusing. The whole thing seemed like it wasn't supposed to go down that way. Yeah, I don't know what happens next. I don't know where Reigns goes from here. I assume he beats Samoa Joe at the Backlash pay-per-view, and then where he goes from there, who knows? But anyways, let's talk about the greatest Royal Rumble 50-man match. Virtue, you mentioned the time of the match, and Daniel Bryan set a record on this show, beating Rey Mysterio's 2006 record. And we also had Braun Strowman eliminating, I believe, 13 people, which broke the record of 12 by Roman Reigns. I think it was 2014. I'm not sure entirely. I'm not the wrestling trivia expert, but yeah, 2 records broken on the show.
It's the greatest Royal Rumble. I think they kind of knew they were going to book those 2 to do that because it had that word greatest attached to it.
Yeah, now Daniel Bryan. So we were talking about Daniel Bryan like the next month or so. Back in March, we were talking about like we'll see how things play out in April and May, and if Daniel Bryan's going to get back into the thick of things, or is he just going to be a part-timer? I think we know the answer now. Daniel Bryan is in this full time. He's got house show matches lined up. It looks like Bryan is back to his old self. So Virtue, your thoughts on Bryan's performance in this match, and were you upset that he did not win? I thought it was fine that he did not win the match.
Well, didn't I have Bryan 1, Strowman 2? I think so. But I'm not mad. They did the whole number 1 gimmick there, and of course I found it fascinating how he blistered up. I think he's going to start tanning soon. We'll see. But I thought so. It was very standardized. His record, like he was in there. He had his little moments, but like he didn't steal the show because when he came out at number 1, I was like, oh my God, he's going to be in there the whole time. Who was number 2? Ziggler?
Yeah.
Was it Daniel? And of course Strowman came out cleaning house. So there you go. You have 2 new records. I think that this Rumble match was stolen by one guy in particular, and he lasted about 35 minutes. Elias. He came in and he eliminated quite a bit of people. He had good spots. They were big. Some of them were big names. And, of course, it's going to get overshadowed because he wasn't in at the very end. He just got – who tossed Elias over? I can't remember. Lashley. It was whoever it was. It kind of, to me, it watered down his great 35-minute performance. So my takeaway is – Daniel Bryan's back 110%. And I hope that doesn't water Daniel Bryan down in the fact that he gets crapped on in storylines. That's my only concern, where if he was kind of pulled back a little bit, he only have special matches, it would feel more important. But again, Strowman winning, I mean, was that your number 1, Aaron?
Yes, Strowman was
my number 2.
1.
I'm not surprised there. I didn't know they were going to have a title belt. Like, so what does this mean? Who wants Jeff? In case you got to go back.
Well,
go ahead.
Back.
What's this? Yeah, what's this title belt mean? Like, is he going to carry it around all the time?
No, I think it was just just a prize for the greatest Royal Rumble. Altogether, I thought it was a great Royal Rumble. Strowman was my number 2 pick. Daniel Bryan did an amazing job. I mean, you could tell his chest was all red. I think
Roderick Strong did that, right? So I read.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I think so.
It was a good match. I mean, we had 60-minute interval or 60-second intervals, I believe it was. It seemed like. Yeah. Other than that, I mean,
no thoughts on Elias's performance there. The 35 minutes I was entertained the whole time by him.
I like Elias. Elias did good. Elias did good too as well. No doubt about that. They could have done something better with Jericho though. He was in there for 2 minutes, if that.
Yeah, but he got his money.
It's just a one-off thing for him. He's gonna continue doing his Fozzy, and he's got his cruise coming up. So
yeah.
Hey, let's not forget they gave Jericho the backstage segment too during the prayer session, so he did get that TV time.
That is true.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I thought Kurt Angle really didn't do a whole lot either. By the way, Jeffrey, you got to move yourself to the left just a little bit. You're hanging to the right too much on your end. All right, that's
it's hanging to the right.
Yeah.
I'm hanging to the right.
Most people hang to the left. Wait, never mind. Go ahead,
Anyways,
Aaron.
yeah, Kurt Angle. I was a little disappointed, especially when Bryan and Angle were going at it a little bit. It felt really lackluster. Like, I think they should have like a stare down, and there should have been more to it than that. It just felt like Angle was just there.
Aaron, and I know one of you will bring it up. I can't believe Titus tripped on a no DQ beach ball. That was so awesome.
That was awesome. That was the best part of the entire pay-per-view, as far as I'm concerned.
World slide. No, I'm kidding.
Titus World slide.
That was something. That was something.
All right, TJ, let's get some of your thoughts on this show. Anything we have not talked about that really stood out to you?
I think that Daniel Bryan did a really good job of playing the underdog in this match. I saw that he was first, and I was like, wow, there's no way he's going to make it till the end. And then I was waiting to see who was second, and then I hear a...
Oh, gosh. So, what was the thing? How come McIntyre, he couldn't wrestle over there?
So there's some
controversy.
I mean, with Sami Zayn, he was not there because of his Syrian background, and I guess Syria and Saudi Arabia, they're not on good terms right now, and that's why Zayn wasn't there. And
Heyman showed up.
Yeah,
he's Jewish, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with McIntyre. There was no McIntyre. There were a few other guys. No Way Jose was not there. You would think that's an easy pop right there for the Royal Rumble. He was not there. That was really surprising. They brought in.
Oh, we got Hornswoggle.
Yeah, we got Hornswoggle. He actually got a big pop. You know, I think.
Wait, was he even technically eliminated? Someone said he walked out. Did he go? He never went over the top rope, did he?
I think he did.
Well, the top rope for him would be.
He was on the top rope.
But he went from the outside. Didn't he go through the bottom rope and climb up from the outside? Does that technically count? Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, for him it does.
Controversy.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with some of the guys not being there, but that I think that was interesting. I don't think that they were all required to go. If anybody opposed it, they didn't have to go.
Payday.
Yeah, it is a very big payday, so it is what it is.
Yeah, true.
Imagine how much it costed to fly all those people over there. Like, just with Mike Kanellis, who was in there for 1 second.
I feel so bad for that guy. I feel so bad for that guy.
Always got to be a record. Vince McMahon always has to do his shenanigans like that.
Yeah. You know, he's married to Maria, so I guess that makes up for this. I mean,
yeah.
I think wasn't Kurt Hawkins in that match? You think he would have got that? Like, Kanellis at last a minute.
Let me give my quick thoughts real quick on Lesnar and Reigns since I had to disappear for like a minute.
You said you were so disgusted in the finish, the botched finish.
Yeah, no, I had to go off on a rampage. No, I thought it was a decent match. You know, typical Lesnar Reigns match. I didn't see that happening. Them going outside the cage like that. Wasn't there some controversy around that too? Like. Since technically both feet have to touch the floor. And then even my friend we were watching yesterday, she was like, wait, didn't Roman win? Roman win.
Well, that's Big G. I said he's my current Universal Champion. So that was the ref. They got to roll with the ref now, having a controversy call. That's what they got to do.
Yeah, true. Other than that, I mean, like I said, you had your Superman punches, your suplexes, your F5s. It seems like that's all they do in their matches. So... Other than that, I have nothing else to say about that match.
Yeah, and I talked about this on NoDQ Live. Maybe Strowman's going to be the guy now. Maybe WWE's going to change plans. I'd love to see Reigns turn heel. I keep saying it. I've said it for the longest time. You know, do something different with him. Why not? Yeah. Strowman, it feels like Strowman is going to be the guy because Strowman can do the comedy. He did the thing with the stand-up bass guitar. You know, that whole thing with Elias. And then he did...
Did you notice that Strowman was over in Saudi Arabia too? You know, when he went for his, the crowd did it along with him every single time.
Yeah. So, and he teamed up with Nicholas, the 10-year-old kid, and still did not get booed by the fans. So, you know, Strowman can do the comedy. He can interact with kids. He can be the superhero top babyface that WWE wants.
He's a believable champion.
And I said that all along from last year with that great feud with Roman and Strowman. If Strowman ended up getting vaulted ahead of Roman for that, And at the time, this was before we were hoping that it wouldn't be Lesnar and Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm still behind that. I would not mind seeing Strowman up there in that spot. Contingent plan, obviously, Aaron, like you mentioned, I'd like to see Roman turn heel. And if Strowman became a big enough babyface, just maybe Vince McMahon would be comfortable pulling that trigger with Roman.
Exactly.
Well,
think about this. Think about this. So Strowman becomes the top champion. He's going to need a top heel to feud with. If Lesnar's going to be gone or a part-timer.
And Roman and Strowman had great chemistry, and people liked those matches. Yeah. They weren't just suplexes and spears and Superman punches.
Yeah, you just flip the roles.
If you think about it, if it wasn't for Roman Reigns, Strowman wouldn't be as much over as he is now for that feud.
We got to grade this baby now. Aaron, you probably already gave it a grade. Did you want to go ahead? What was it? I missed it.
I gave it a C. To me, it was just an average show, glorified house show with WrestleMania production values. And the Greatest Royal Rumble was good, but it was too long.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead, and it was tough, and I needed to hear your guys' feedback. I gave Mania B-. I was a little biased because I was there. I'll do close to you, Aaron. I'm going C+. I think that I pulled a couple things away from this show that I liked, like Shinsuke Nakamura, like Elias in the Rumble, even Daniel Bryan. I will give it that plus, C+. Big G.
I'm gonna give it a C+ as well. I think I said 8 out of 10 yesterday, but now that we talked over and it's been a day now, I'm gonna give it a C+. You have some takeaways from it. So other than that, I mean, it was a decent show though. TGS.
Expectations versus reality. I mean, I had high expectations for the show. They made it feel like a big deal. It was presented as a big deal, but it wasn't executed as a big deal. So that being said, I give it a C-. I mean, and the only thing that's holding it up is the Rumble match, because it was a Rumble match, and I like Rumble matches, and that's about it. I mean, C- for me.
All right.
Yeah, and I thought some of those, who was that sumo guy that came out there? There were a couple guys that came out there. I was just like, blah. I did enjoy the segment with the Saudi rookies or whoever they are. Yeah. And then the Daivaris coming out, getting that heat from the Iranian heat. Like, it just brought me back to when that role was executed to perfection with guys like Sergeant Slaughter and help me out here, Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik.
Yeah. So I had to plug that. That was good.
And Sergeant Slaughter is alive and well, by the way. Just wanted to take note of that.
Cole screwed up a few times, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, he did. And during the Rumble match, they were arguing about somebody's entrant number or whatever. I forgot what the details were. But, yeah, I think
they were talking about Breezango and Fandango.
Yeah.
Although they did show the replay on Titus, though, a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Corey Graves lost it. Corey Graves went off script. No doubt about it. And that's the first time I actually enjoyed listening to Corey Graves, him cracking up on that. It felt so natural. Because it felt, all I ask out of my announcers is natural, organic.
Yeah.
That felt organic. That's it.
All right, so let's go ahead and do the plugs real quick. Big G, your plugs?
Well, you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at NoDQ_Big Jeff. I'm on Facebook as well. Catch me in Virtue on Tuesdays for Virtue's Rage. And go to Pro Wrestling Tees, get everybody's shirts, get the beach ball, the beanie. And that is it for Big Jeff. TJS, your plugs, buddy?
Well, you can follow me on all social media at NoDQ_TJS. It's like Big Jeff said. You see Aaron right there wearing that NoDQ video shirt. Looks real nice. You see that beach ball back there. You just email Aaron at NoDQMisc@gmail.com. He's got a bundle going on. You can get the beanie and the beach ball for $28. That's a great deal. That's a better deal than the WWE Network. I mean, you got to do it. You got to do it. Look at that beanie. Look at that. And the beach ball, too, for $28. It's a steal, honestly. But, like I said, follow me on all social media. And Virtue, with the plugs. Go ahead.
Follow me on Twitter at NoDQ_Virtue. Big G already plugged Virtue's Rage, which we film on Facebook Live on Tuesday nights at 11. I post on the opinion section on NoDQ.com. Big G, you're not going to be there with me this week?
No, next week Tuesday.
Yeah, so I'll figure something out. Don't worry about it. Obviously, we do the NoDQ review, which will probably be back to our normal review next week. You can also read my columns now on Wrestling with Wrestling, which is, it's a new site that I also contribute to. I do videos for the Big Vito brand on his YouTube channel, so I'm going to actually do another recap of the Greatest Royal Rumble for that channel, and I'm going to give a lot of profanity on certain things, so you might want to tune into that to hear a different side of Virtue. And, of course, my home is always here at NoDQ.com. Aaron Rift.
All right, well, thank you all for watching, and thank you guys for being on the NoDQ review today. We will be doing a preview video for Backlash, so I think after Backlash we'll finally be getting back to a normal schedule.
That's right.
It's been all messed up with all the pay-per-views going on right now, and the Superstar shake-up and all that stuff. But stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest, and that's all I got. We will see you guys next time for another edition of the NoDQ review.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Masters Stable Wars entire playlist. FTW Productions Watch Party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw. Mistress Audio Dramatic Readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. All WrestleMania-themed retros available now on demand. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play Series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play Series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8, Fast Food and Restaurants Discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from A Simple Man's Brand. Wow.
Hey everybody, we're doing an impromptu Zoom and ATW View. Allow me to start this off. I'm WWE, and I made $256 million this quarter. Okay, now go all in.
Well done. What the holy hell is wrong with this freaking company? I swear to God! But I digress. Yeah, this is an ATW View impromptu, and we are uncensored and going to talk the shit out of everything that happened today too. And that's all I got to say about that. There's no host, there's no script, there's no forum, there's nothing else going on here too. Just five wholesome gentlemen here. We are ATW talking about all things wrestling, but tonight is one particular topic.
I ain't gonna be fucking wholesome. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I don't expect you to do. I try to keep it
absolutely.
because again, I'm the simple man. James, you're different. But I digress. All right, I've talked enough shit. King, talk. What the fuck happened today?
Well, WrestleVotes and Sean Ross, well, not Sean Ross, but WrestleVotes and many other sources have reported earlier this morning that we were expecting a small number of releases today. The releases, those reports were true, but it turns out that number ain't small. That number expanded. And from some of the names that we have, that they have discussed, let me pull up on my list here because I kept an updated list of the releases here.
As of what we know right now.
As of what we know, because like Sean Ross said, he does not know if there are any more releases that are coming. So stop asking Sean Ross Sapp of more releases. Thank you. These are the releases that we know as of November 4th, 2021 thus far. Amber Moon, Scarlett Bordeaux, B-Fab, who I just learned has signed a new deal just last week. Trey Baxter, Karrion Kross, which wow, you turned him from an wow. You basically ruined this man's main roster, dead on arrival, and then you released him. Wow, good job. Taya Valkyrie, I'm not calling her Frankie Monet now that she's released. I've always called her Taya Valkyrie, and she was just there 9 months ago. 9 months ago, and then you released her. Wow, I bet you she feel happy. Do not get me wrong. JC Camilla, who was part of the Robert Stone brand. Oni Lorcan, who in my opinion, was an underrated wrestler in NXT. Him and Danny Burch were the 1-2 combo in NXT, and you released him. Wow. Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik. I seen this coming with Grand Metalik because there were reports that he was requesting his release, and he got it. But let's get down to the two names. Well, actually, one name in particular who long overdue and another name who basically, I think, shocked all of us. Let's start with the name that I should have seen a long time ago. Nia Jax. This one was a long time coming. Long time coming.
Damn.
Like, we've all seen what Nia Jax has done in the ring, causing many injuries to people and botches here and there.
Not long enough.
True.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good, bro. It's all good. But here's the name that I think really shocked us all, besides Cross. Keith Lee. How did you ruin this man? He is the only NXT double champion, NXT champion, and North American champion. This man was 1v1 in the ring in 2019 Survivor Series, part of that Team NXT, Team SmackDown, and Team Raw. And you had Keith Lee and Roman Reigns in the ring going at it as the final two respective of their brands. And then to top it all off, this man was standing in the ring with Brock Lesnar at the 2020 Royal Rumble in Minute Maid Park in Houston. And then to top it all off again, this man took a leave of absence because of medical reasons, because he had a heart inflammation that almost caused him to become pronounced dead. And then he comes back and you repackage him and just to be released. And for what I've heard, he was teased to join the Hurt Business after his match with Cedric, and you released the man. Wow. Congratulations on that one. Mia Yim. Wow. Mia Yim. I was not expecting to see this coming at all. And yet she did not wrestle a match this year. She did not. The only time she wrestled was the last match she had was December 28th of last year against Nikki Cross on Main Event. But yeah, she got drafted to Raw, right? Yeah, okay.
And then got
you think that's bad? How about fucking Ember Moon?
That was the very first one he named.
Oh,
that was the very first one I missed.
Definitely Amber Moon.
And then we'll interact. Finish the list up,
And then-
because good lord.
And then Eva Marie, good.
Yeah.
That one should have been done from the get-go. Good.
Shouldn't have been hired.
Thank you, James. Thank you. Shouldn't have been hired to begin with.
Yes.
Katrina Cortez of Legado del Fantasma. Really don't know much, so y'all can probably inform me if y'all want to. Inform me on her. Jeet Rama. The last thing I heard of him, he was part of Jinder Mahal's little stable.
Correct.
On Raw. Zeta Ramirez.
Right.
I remember her a little bit from NXT. I remember her a little bit. And the last but not least name on this list thus far is Davey Boy Smith, who they just signed earlier this year and was wrestling on dark matches for SmackDown, and then you release him. Wow. It's wow.
Yes.
Now I
His
open
name
up
is
with
Harry
this question.
Smith, not David Hart Smith. David Hart Smith.
But nice reference on that Punk promo reference. Nice touch.
Very
Now
nice.
I pose this question. Now we all know AEW can't sign everybody, but if you were to pick
Exactly
at
right.
least one or two names from that list, maybe even three of that names of the list I just mentioned thus far, who do you think Tony Khan should go after?
If I can start with
Right.
one name, I'm just going to start with one name, and then again, I think I'm probably going to take the most obvious
All
one.
right.
But I think we all want to bask in his glory. Gotta go with Keith effing Lee.
Dude,
Yeah.
even and I mean this, like, even if he was just in a fucking tag team with Hobbs, which is what I pitched, Lee leaps and bounds better than what he was doing on the main roster right now. Leaps and bounds, not even close. Dead serious. Especially in that tag team division. Are you kidding me?
It's like King says, that tag division, he's got
Lock down.
Period. All right, Casey. All right. Now I already said Keith Lee, so drop us another name that you think could be a great pickup or just a great worker to see on one of the many stages that AEW offers.
All right. Two names in mind. that I have that AEW should either go after is Keith Lee or Killer Cross, because both of those guys can go in the ring, number one. And if I have to choose between Keith Lee and Killer Cross, valuable option would be Keith Lee, and I would send Killer Cross back with Impact Wrestling, because Killer Cross did absolutely great in Impact Wrestling.
Honestly, he should go to AEW because they Impact and treat him any better. Let's be honest.
Oh, okay.
Not towards the end.
Right.
No way.
To be fair, though, it was a different management setup. Again, right now, things in Impact I feel are much better as far as that goes.
Probably, but there's still that bad blood.
I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I agree with you there. Killer Cross would be a perfect addition for AEW, and same with Keith Lee as well. And two new additions that would be great for the AEW women's division is Amber Moon and Amber Moon and Mia Yim.
Not just Ember Moon and Mia Yim, Taya Valkyrie too.
Champion.
Add all three of them.
Taya Valkyrie, Amber Moon, Mia Yim would be their three new additions to AEW women's division, because they would thrive in that women's division with AEW, because imagine the matchups with the likes of Amber Moon versus Hikaru Shida, Amber Moon versus Red Velvet, and
I can see Amber Moon and Red Velvet being a tag team, honestly.
And Amber Moon versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Mia Yim, Taya Valkyrie. I mean, all three of those ladies would thrive in AEW's women's division, and Keith Lee and Killer Cross would both thrive in AEW. And those releases that were just released by WWE, if I had to pick some to go to AEW as the new roster additions, Killer Cross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Amber Moon, and Taya Valkyrie would be the new additions to AEW. And the rest of the releases that were up there, I mean, save some for New Japan, Ring of Honor, NWA, MLW.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. That's the beauty of the wrestling.
Many other promotions
let me
out there.
Let me add.
I mean, there's a lot of options out there for everybody.
Let me add something to this, because I feel like this can also be. I feel like everybody says, well, they can't hire everybody, but with the way AEW is spreading out their roster, and they're building to a 6-man division, I feel like it would be very how do I put this?
Lucrative.
Yeah. It'd be lucrative to try to get Lindsay and Grand Metalik to get those guys along with Samurai Del Sol again, especially if you're building up the trios division. And Davey Boy Smith, even though here's the deal, right? Everybody says, well, you can't sign him. No, but you can sign him if he's signed to another company like Bobby Fish is, like Lee Moriarty is, and he'd be a great addition to your roster. Right. So I put D.H. Smith there too.
I see several of those names showing up on Dark first before anything, just to
Dark, Dynamite, Rampage, one. Yeah.
Only Larkin, for example, I definitely could see him above in Dark. He could take on maybe Tiger Ruas or Marcus Cross.
Tiger Ruas is right. I cannot believe they didn't know what the hell to do with him. I mean, he was a recent release too. That guy, is legitimately tremendous on the mic as a character. He's fucking great, and he's not even on main TV yet.
No.
And What the hell? How do you fuck a guy up like this?
Well, why don't we go?
That's the main
why don't we
question.
go to the guy that usually has the answers? Because Eric, your thoughts. Who do you think should go like where? I mean, there's big names on this list. There's a lot of promising prospects that we could see come out from these releases to show up on the wrestling industry and this multiverse that we now have, shared universe. Give us your thoughts on these releases, man, because you're the most insightful of us all.
One, I think Oni Lorcan would be a great fit for New Japan. Let's just go with that first.
New Japan and MLW.
Solid option.
Put him on New Japan America. Yeah, I can see him definitely fitting somewhere.
New. As we're speaking, in this recording, Vince is trending at number 3. WWE releases are trending at number 2. Keith Lee's at number 1.
Because Keith Lee was the most potential top tier next candidate to be the next top superstar in WWE out of this whole damn list.
I don't ever want to hear. I don't ever want to hear from any defender that Vince McMahon's a genius ever again. Shut the fuck up.
I don't either.
Every single one of you.
Because basically, if you still support this company after of round 4 releases, don't even save your breath. Don't even get criticized because
you had
wrestling fans will go after you like crazy.
You had the Vince McMahon prototype in Keith Lee. No. Was he as ripped as fucking Brock Lesnar? No. But you know what? No. The dude can fucking fly. The dude was athletic. The dude was one of the best fucking pure athletes that you had on that goddamn roster. And you did nothing with him.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
He was prototype.
Keith Lee was like I said earlier, the only NXT double champion.
Yes.
And then you ruined him. You ruined him when you get to the main. Oh, let's repackage him. Let's give him Bearcat. Oh, let's tone down his moveset. Why? Because he's a standout. He can fly. He can do cruiserweight stuff that cruiserweights can do. Just because he's a big man, and you want to tone down his moveset. Just make him wrestle like a Big Show. Make him wrestle like a Mark Henry. Get out of here with that.
Also, I like to remind you all. They said, Keith Lee, you need to change your style. Nia Jax, you're perfectly all right killing people.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
Because of nepotism. Until it wasn't able to financially fucking fill their books anymore.
Think about this. Think about the name that Eric just said. That we've been saying that she is a danger to that company and everyone around her. But she has connections with The Rock. They released her.
Right.
Even The Rock family, even the Anoa'i family ain't safe. They're not safe neither.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They said. Roman threatened to retire last year when the pandemic was at its high point because Vince clearly didn't care about anything and wasn't caring about the safety and testing stuff until it was literally too late. And Roman Reigns was willing to throw away all the stuff Vince gave him just to protect his family. So what do you think would happen when Nick Khan and his buddies in their circle of Vince and Dunn start messing with his family?
I think Roman Reigns is probably going to start something.
Let me tell you something. Speaking of Keith Lee, I watched this guy in NXT. Keith Lee reminded me of fucking Bam Bam Bigelow.
Absolutely.
Bam Bam Bigelow moved just like him back in the day. I mean, you wouldn't see a guy like Keith Lee's size do anything like that because guys that are Keith Lee's size couldn't even do the same shit that Keith Lee did.
That could do the things that Keith Lee did. The only people I think of that can do Keith Lee stuff is Dominic Dijakovic and Brody Lee.
Right. Keith Lee, I mean, the guy was a fucking fantastic wrestler that could go in that ring. And how can they go from messing Keith Lee up on Monday Night Raw. Just like, I mean, Keith Lee should have never been repackaged. He should have never had his entrance theme changed. I mean, the Bask in My Glory was the perfect entrance theme for him. He was over as hell with the crowd. And the Bask in My Glory entrance theme was a real head bobbing entrance theme. That was so good. And Keith Lee, I mean,
I can hear the defenders now in the comments.
I'll
get to that. I'll get to that.
Keith Lee.
Oh yeah.
Keith Lee is gonna thrive in AEW or wherever he goes because he is gonna be a totally different guy. Because he's not gonna be that same guy that you seen on Monday Night Raw. That I can tell you.
He's gonna go back to what he did at NXT and take it to another level.
Keith Lee is gonna be like the old Keith Lee you once seen in NXT.
If not better.
He ain't exactly right. Keith Lee had world champion material written all over.
Pro Wrestling Gorilla Keith Lee is what we're gonna get back. That's what's gonna come back.
I do think Keith Lee might I think Keith Lee will likely tone it down his style mostly because of the health problems. But beyond that, I think he'll be able to do.
He's gonna battle through those. I know him. I know Keith Lee. He's done. He's done.
We need Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Is what we need. We need Keith Lee versus Powerhouse.
Okay.
That would be a great heavyweight collision between those two.
Yes.
Another good one.
But wait, because I wanna point this out as well.
All right, then Eric's trying to get a point.
All defenders.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna segue him into it anyway because we both probably have the same point. I'm waiting for the friggin' defenders of the WWE coming out right now. But Keith Lee picked his nickname, man. Yeah, sure he did. Sure he did. You know why he picked his fucking name, Numbnuts? It's because he had no fucking choice.
WWE,
he had no choice. He was not given an option to fucking keep his name. So of course he fucking picked it because he was forced to.
Why do I feel like
James Hebert?
Why do I feel like James Hebert is the long distance relevant of JDMY for New York?
Hey, I'm taking it. I'm loving it because James spitting facts. He's spitting facts.
Yeah, same. James does not bullshit. I mean, he tells it like it is. I like
because sometimes you have to. That's why.
Damn right. Damn right.
You can't sugarcoat. You can't sugarcoat facts no matter how much money you got behind you.
And that's another thing. And allow me to indulge myself. Indulge me for one moment to have the floor, and then Eric, we'll go straight to you. I promise, because I need to get this out there.
All right.
How can it be so fucking dumb with the IWC that you can't see facts when they're presented to you to your fucking face? They're right there. And then you choose to turn a blind eye and ignore this shit. Last fucking week on my goddamn Instagram, I had to deal with some asshole basically saying, oh, Jim Cornette didn't say he wished death and threatened death on Omega. No, yeah, you're right. Just everything that resembled fucking death. How do people turn a blind eye to the facts when they're staring at them directly into the fucking face?
Because in their realm of reality, facts like that don't exist.
I'll say.
Well, you know what? If that's the fucking case, go over to the fucking political news sites and get the fuck off social media. Because you're part of the problem too.
And I like to stress, I told you all this. I shared that GIF someone found of the 1920s where wrestlers were doing the flips and kicks. You know, the thing that everyone says nowadays is killing the business.
Not a single, and it should be blowing up way more than it fucking is, by the way.
It should be blowing up with that tweet you did with that GIF.
Exactly.
A lot more than
there was definitely not enough reprieve from that.
That shows how stupid people are, dude, in this fucking community, and I hate it. I'm sorry I'm coming across as an asshole. If I am, I apologize. But this is so unbelievably dumb that you can't see facts when they're just presented to you. Keith Lee should have been a megastar in the WWE. Should have been a megastar.
I was hoping
he was the Vince prototype. Everyone liked him.
Keith Lee versus Big E.
But no, fucking,
especially on this
because
heel run, this monster heel run.
God forbid the fucking wrestling fan gets what they fucking want in the WWE. Now you understand why most people decided to say, you know what, fuck this. And they either don't watch wrestling ever again or they switch to AEW. So for those who are going to ask us why, now you know.
Now, not only AEW, bro, but you also got the people like, I'm going to go check out Impact. I'm going to go check out New Japan. I'm going to go check out NWA. I'm going to go check out MLW. I might even check out AAA, All Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, Stardom, Tokyo Joshi for that matter.
Anything.
And what remains
Any
of the
damn
UK
thing.
scene. But, okay, let me get to my point about the tribalist community of WWE.
Tribalism
Yeah, they're
in
actually
general.
pissed. They're pissed.
Oh, they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
One defender
congratulations. You're now opening your eyes.
I noticed like several defenders who defended WWE or insulted me because I dare say we might be getting Julius Caesar in AEW moment. Yeah, that happened. So this guy that really hates Cody I talked to him, tried to reason out what did Cody do that was so horrible, and then he just told me to get a job and get a life, even though he doesn't know me, so therefore he doesn't get it.
Yeah,
but okay, do you remember this user running around on Twitter named Paul? I'm not gonna say his last name or anything. Paul. He always talks about how AEW is evil and whatnot.
I'm sure that somebody here in ATW has seen that user. I probably have not.
Well, here's what he said when the firings happened. Absolutely flabbergasted with some of these releases. Why? Just why? Fuck's sake, WWE. It's Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis are the ones that need to be released. These out-of-touch dinosaurs are the problems, not the young talent who keeps getting punished and released for their incompetence. Actually, he went on like multiple threaded posts saying this: safe to say, I'm done with wrestling. I will never watch AEW, and WWE is making it very hard for me to want to watch that as well. A company completely off the rails. Some of these releases are frustrating and completely unnecessary. Just pure greed. Disgusting. I'm done. Fuck WWE. And while I'll say I fuck AEW and fuck wrestling, I think I will go back to debating politics and football with middle-class snobs and Chelsea wearing hubcaps, stealing scooters. And to understand these releases, you need to look at guys like Nick Khan. All they see is profit. They don't see that these people are callously chopping on human beings whose dreams they are crushing. To them, these guys are just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's brutal and disgusting. And when someone was asking about, and then they also said, it's mind-boggling the talent they have released. My effing God, if I was Triple H or HBK, I would be tending my resignation with immediate effect. I can't defend that WWE needs to chop a lot of these out-of-touch stuck up in the 80s dinosaurs and paper-pushing suck-ups like Nick Khan.
So he definitely is malfunctioning because there's still a sense of, I get it, I've always been a WWE guy, but even he's starting to realize now, good God, I've been the wrong idiot this whole time. But
You can
the approach that he's
be
taking is probably going to do after that.
fan.
Good
You
luck.
can be a fan of what you like to be a fan of. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody is going to deny anything about that. When you fucking deny the truth and the facts of the matter, you are not a fan at that point. You are a stan, and you will defend them at any point, at any turn, no matter how wrong it is. And there goes my fucking camera. I don't even care, so I'm going to have to turn it off. But that's
Don't
my
worry,
main
He's
point.
going Sammy Callahan, I see you, but I still understand the vocal points, and that's all that matters, James.
But now the former tribalist has now said, I'm done. I can't defend this. I'm done. I may not like AEW, but I sure as hell can't defend the WWE.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, and then I chatted with another user who said, I can't keep defending WWE. And then this is what I wrote. Let me find the tweet. I made a bunch of retweets to people who tagged my post I did about the CM Punk decade ago promo where he cut on John Laurinaitis. Still iconic.
How weird is it why you talk about this? That promo still to this fucking day is 100% fucking
accurate.
True.
Accurate.
Actually, there's two things I want to bring up.
Exactly
Before I bring that up, this is what I wrote to someone when they said it's getting harder to defend the company. Then I said, then don't. If you really love your favorite promotion, nothing wrong with it. But it's just as important to hold them accountable. I mean, I love AEW, and I've called them out for the mistakes they pulled.
Yeah, I mean,
All
AEW
of
is
us
not
have.
perfect.
Every single one
Also,
of
the
us have.
Jericho
Exactly right.
thing, at Blood and Guts. We've seen the concussion situations back at All Out. We've seen some weird booking. No company's fucking perfect, but every company has their flaws. And if you're turning a blind eye towards what you love when they make those mistakes, you're an idiot.
Yeah, and
look,
another person even said, WWE, you fucked up big time splitting up Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Oh, that's as soon as that happened, I knew that's when, okay, it's over. Game over.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to mention about the Punk promo. It's only 99% accurate. You want to know why?
Why?
John Laurinaitis didn't call any of them. He emailed them all saying you're being let go for budget cut reasons.
Oh, that's even worse. Couldn't even vocally talk. Just send the freaking digital paper.
People power. You get released. You get released too. Budget cut reasons because of people power.
Oh my God! Don't remind me of that era.
Oh God! Oh God!
Sorry, folks. Full sensitivity warning.
Yeah, sorry about that. My camera's all fucked. It's been fucked for weeks.
It's all right, James. What's important is that we have your voice, because again, your opinions matter, and everyone's opinions matter.
No, I know. I just when I'm whatever.
There's nothing perfect in the world of professional wrestling. You like what you like. You can dislike what you dislike. You can tirade on what you want, but if you like something and you can't just simply point out when they are flawed or when they are wrong, especially from a moral standpoint, then something's wrong with you as a human being. And I almost wonder if you are a robot. Maybe that's why Google has everybody's a freaking robot.
Right,
because
exactly.
I'll admit it, I'm a fan of AEW. I love AEW. AEW brings me the most joy as a professional wrestling. Hey, there's a word for you. Professional wrestling fan every fucking week, 4 days a week. Are they perfect? Hail to the no. But here's the thing. They respect their talent. They respect professional wrestling. They respect the opinions, the authenticity, and the fans themselves. They don't insult their intelligence. And yeah, maybe there's a little bit of subtle boastering once in a while, but this is fucking business. You don't do that. Get the fuck out of here, because if you don't try and be number one, why the fuck you here in the first place? And that's just called trying to be a great businessman. Whether you agree or disagree with it, I'm not a fucking billionaire. I'm not even a thousandaire.
Amen to that.
If you're not going to show off some personality or some confidence or some pride in what you fucking do, get the fuck out of here, all right?
Exactly. And by the way,
right.
WWE is not for wrestlers. WWE is not for professional wrestling. WWE is for if you want to watch something shorter than As the World Turns or Dancing with the Stars or Lip Sync Battle or some other lame brain reality bullshit that you love to watch or binge watch 5 days a week.
Yeah, and let me add something to this, because you mentioned you mentioned just a minute ago, Noah, about how you go in this business to be number one. Everybody has that goal, and there's a way to do it where you're still, just functional as a human being, and you can get along with your damn coworkers. That is what AEW does so well. That's what AEW will continue to do so well. So for those who are going after Charlotte, everybody compared me to JD. Here's one thing I fucking disagree with. His stance on Charlotte Flair. Why are we mad at Charlotte Flair? Why? Because she's in a fucking environment where it's encouraged to look out for yourself and no one fucking else? Because that's the fucking environment she's in. Same thing with Becky Lynch, for the people blaming Becky Lynch for the situation. Okay. Same people that are going after Sasha Banks because of the situation going on with Britt Baker, which, by the way, she didn't even try to start shit with Britt Baker. She just fucking took a little bit of a fucking catchphrase. These fucking people are in an environment that is manufactured and created by a petulant man-child who still thinks he's in fucking high school. That is where they are right now. So I'm sorry if I show a little sympathy towards fucking Charlotte Flair when it's not her fault to begin with. Granted, could she have a fucking different viewpoint on life? Not saying she shouldn't. Absolutely. I hope these fucking round of releases open her fucking eyes, because she's probably next on the chopping block. And quite frankly, the minute that happens, get the fuck to AEW and stay there and never show back up there.
And then let it all out on Talkies Jericho and enjoy time with your husband, illegal on a drive.
And here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE thinks, okay, now that we fired all those people, Kyle O'Reilly, Kevin Steen, El Generico, Johnny Gargano, you all want to resign?
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa.
And guess what? They're all
who's
going
right now on
to say
maternity
no.
leave.
Exactly
They're all
right.
going to say no because they know what's going to go down. They know what's going down right now. You think they're going to resign? No, they're not.
They are not. They're not. They are not fucking idiots. They are not going to resign. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, the first minute that their contract is up, they are out that door in a skinny minute.
I can only imagine what Shayna Baszler thinks
product.
about the fact that Mia Yim got released. That's one of her friends. I also
BRE, best friends
Yeah.
ever.
And here's the thing. I honestly thought Zelina Vega was going to get fired out of nowhere because WWE is just evil.
Nope, she's still there for now. But again, no one is safe.
now.
Hey guys, you know what the
Yeah.
next pay-per-view is after Survivor Series, right? Day one.
Day
Maybe we should just call
one.
that
Oh.
Doomsday.
Day one.
Yeah, God.
Reset
Let me
the
tell
company.
you. Let me tell you something.
And
Let me
sell
tell you
off to
something.
Disney.
Let me tell you something. If I could compare pay-per-views, January pay-per-view day one, what the hell? Let me tell you something. I rather take New Year's Revolutions over that bullshit of a pay-per-view called day one. More like Doomsday, like one of y'all said best. I mean, more like Doomsday. I mean, more like whatever the hell. More
Just
like
call it Pink Slip.
or call it Bloody Massacre or what the hell ever. I mean,
Why
damn.
not just call it New Year's Revolution? Oh wait, we already did that years back.
Oh yeah, and that would be old, right?
Yeah,
That would be
we
old.
did. That would be old. That would be old. I mean, at least it's a better name than the stupid ass day one pay-per-view.
Well, it's not the first stupid name they've done, Casey, and it certainly won't be the last.
Yeah,
and another thing
yeah,
to think about
yeah.
too, with NXT's
Great.
not my NXT, Vince's NXT. Apparently,
Yeah.
they're going to do their first takeover in this genre.
Yeah, oh man. Oh, what's it gonna be called? Takeover, Great Balls of Fire? What?
Probably winter forecast. Who knows? James.
Well, probably.
There's another duplicate James running.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to.
Yeah, y'all good, James. We got your voice here.
You're all good, bro.
So yeah, I've already gone on my little tangent as far as morale versus monetary gain goes. King, your thoughts? You've been pretty quiet lately here.
I'm just going to keep it simple, short, sweet, to the point. If you still support that company, just basically, if you see my name on Twitter, just go ahead and block me. I don't have time to argue with your opinion. I don't have time to argue and basically cause drama with you because 100% your opinion is irrelevant. Instead, come join this pro wrestling shared universe.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it in my background of this Zoom of this video. Basically,
and that's not even 2% of the shared universe. When you think about every opportunity out there for somebody to just go out, have fun, and be a pro wrestler. Kylan King, for one thing, of course, who's been across multiple promotions. Mission Pro,
because in this
CW,
universe,
to Championship Wrestling. Too many to name.
Pro wrestling matters. That's what we care about in this family. And as far as across of all fans nationwide, we care about pro wrestling because pro wrestling brings us joy to our faces. Pro wrestling brings us smile to our faces. Pro wrestling is here and has always been here and will be permanent here to stay.
And it's in a better light now than ever with this shared universe through Tony Khan, the Forbidden Door, who many might say is at the top of it all.
Oh, wait, I just remember
it's
something.
revolving door. What's up, Eric?
Okay. Remember how John Moxley said that pro wrestling's like a comic book universe, like the Marvel universe?
Well, you said it first, but yes. Oh, that reminds me.
You said it first, but yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Stephanie thinks that WWE is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, get out of here when she said that. Get out of here. WWE ain't no Marvel universe. What? You gonna have Marvel?
I mean,
and
cinematic.
Disney
They
first?
love their drama.
Oh yeah, let's have
The only drama they have is
And that's where the
Roman.
comparisons stop, Noah. That's where the comparisons stop.
The only drama they have is Roman, and let's be real, Roman's gonna probably be thinking, "Yeah, I can't keep carrying this company. Like Big E's trying to help, but let's be real, I'm the one carrying everything. You put him on Monday Night Raw, and then Golden Age is gonna die in quick weeks."
Yeah, if it wasn't for Roman, you wouldn't have a reason to watch SmackDown. Let's be honest.
And let me tell you something. Roman Reigns is not gonna be around WWE forever. I mean, this dude is going to be getting. This dude is going to be getting Hollywood offers like The Rock. I mean, Roman Reigns is going to be set for life. I mean, he ain't going to give a shit what happens to him within WWE because let me tell you something. I mean, hell. I mean, he'll get a lot of offers from AEW, Impact, I mean, Ring of Honor, and MLW. I mean, many other promotions.
Touch and go.
Many promotions that are out there. I mean, Roman Reigns. I mean, he could more than likely go to Hollywood for all that we know. Just like The Rock is in.
It feels like the trend in WWE is not retirement, it's go Hollywood and stop.
Let me tell you something.
Or trying to wrestle.
Roman Reigns. The day that he leaves WWE for Hollywood, because he's not going to be there forever.
No.
I think that day that company is going, in my honest opinion, is gonna fucking die. I mean,
we've all said WWE is not too big to fail.
Yeah, they might as well just close up shop the minute they lose Roman Reigns.
I'm starting to wonder if that's what they're doing. I really am. I'm starting to wonder if that's.
We've been talking about WWE thinking about maybe selling.
Right.
Vince thinking about selling the company at this point. It seems like more of a real consistent.
They're selling the company. There was another release
most
too.
Definitely.
There was a release in the creative department. It was like the head of fucking total creative control, or whatever when it came to the actual designs of
the
stuff.
vice president.
Yeah.
Yes. Like 15 years, they said in that report. 15 years.
Unbelievable.
You've been that for that long and he's gone. So, I mean, there's only one instance of that happening, and that is they are essentially gone. They're going away. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They're preparing for a sale. It's not going to be family owned anymore. And if anybody needs to know why, and now you wonder why Triple H. And I don't care because no one else is going to say it. And I have the fucking balls, so I don't give a fuck. You wonder why Triple H had a goddamn cardiac incident. Fuck, I would too.
Whoa.
Ooh, man.
Well,
I don't care. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking
You're
wrong.
not
How much
wrong.
stress
You're not wrong,
has
man.
Vince
Not judging.
McMahon put under Triple H?
Not judging. Not judging.
All for it to mean nothing in the end, by the way.
You know what? That was stress that brought on Triple H's cardiac event, with all due respect. I mean, that was stress. That was stress right there. And no wonder Triple H is bald right now and doesn't have that long hair, because the guy is stressed like crazy dealing with that bullshit. And no wonder the company,
or Stephanie too. Everybody thinks that Stephanie's exempt from that too. And everybody wants to hate Steph, and I get it. Like, she said some stuff, but she only says the dumb stuff when she's told to say it.
Yeah,
and you wonder who that might be.
At the end of the day, when you're the chief brand officer, you have to hold, a different type of.
But at the same time, she has admitted that Vince has his quirks. Like how he doesn't like when anybody or him sneeze, or else he'll go into a fit.
Well, I mean, if
Or
anyone's going to
how
share that,
about-
it's going to be Vince's daughter.
Yeah.
So this is the thing
how
I've been-
about when he straight up, and I mean this, frick, I don't know what the hell's going on with
All good, man. Continue your thought. And then Eric.
It's all good, buddy.
All good, dude.
Continue, yeah. I don't know. My thing's all.
Okay, so what I was
all
going to
my
say,
technology's
okay,
Go ahead,
fucked.
Eric.
like I've been saying this to myself for a while now, where I'm thinking WWE has now, after this, like it's pretty much confirmed at this point, they can no longer go on their own right path. They can't go any path except one path, I think, the path of annihilation.
Yep.
Very much.
Right.
They're killing their own
Right.
company. They're cannibalizing their own company.
Like,
Yeah.
people will say,
Right.
well, they're making billions. Okay, they pissed off Fox,
Watching it.
they pissed off USA and NBC Universal, they
Correct.
pissed off their wrestlers, they fired 90% of their backstage workers and now wrestlers, they fired their top merch movers, they fired their youngest prospects, and now it's like, okay, then what's left after Roman and Big E? What's left?
Nothing.
Like
Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
You got
Like, here's the thing: Goldberg has one more match on his contract, and I wouldn't be surprised to know he said, "Okay, we fired these people, we'll pay you."
Well, again, he's the draw, right? He's the marquee name. He's the old.
Let me
Right.
say this too. Let me say this too, because there is a point to this, right? You have all this stuff going on internally within the WWE, and I'm not even gonna try with this anymore. Just
speak your
I guess
mind,
I'm just
man.
audio.
Right.
I'm just audio.
Yeah. it's all
Okay,
good.
so they tried through this whole thing to essentially, I don't even know, but to sell the company. Who's gonna buy the company and continue the show? Is that the plan? Does Vince not want to do wrestling anymore if he's not around to run it? Because that's what it sure as hell seems like.
I mean, to be fair,
And that's costing a lot of people a lot of jobs. And I don't care what anybody wants to tell you. I don't care what anybody wants to say. Everybody can go ahead and tell me, oh, well, it's Vince's company. He could do who he wants. You know what? Fair. But you know what? Here's another fucking food for thought. Is it not his responsibility to preserve the fucking future so that way there is more fucking jobs to be had?
Yep, that goes all the way from the top.
Right.
It's selfish. That's what it is. That's what Vince always has been. That's what Vince is going to continue to be up until he dies. He's selfish and only cares about his bottom line, plain and simple, and doesn't give a fuck about anybody else.
And probably would trade off the company to Nick Khan and Kevin Dunn,
who also only give a fuck about their own bottom line, which is why they're firing half these people, by the way, to further their fucking pockets.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Got a question. How would you all react if Nick Khan made the call, I'm firing Kevin Dunn after everything that's happened?
Oh, bullshit.
No, that's never going to happen.
Okay,
that'll be the one time they don't, because they're both lining their pockets up perfectly.
I'm about to say, when is Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon ever separated?
They never will.
Here's the thing when it comes to Kevin Dunn. Okay, CM Punk revealed, they said, okay, Punk, you can say whatever you want about us. You can trash Vince. You can call us out for being hypocrites with the Be a Star campaign. You can go ahead and call out the fans. Can you just not mention Kevin Dunn at all? Because we know everyone will probably love that more.
Yeah. And again, people thought that Punk was going to get fired or something after that promo, and technically he almost did.
There was a top 10 list on Parts Fun Known done by Adam Blompier that was read as such, and the title of the video was Top 10 Reasons Why the WWE Hate Its Fans, and every single one of them are spot on, and all the WWE seemed to be doing is just proving that point completely correct. Like,
maybe they watch Wrestle Talk. I don't know.
No, I could tell you AEW would watch fucking Wrestle Talk before. Fucking
There's got to be people
WWE.
within all those companies that keep up with all the dirt sheets and all the video forums, etc. Again, every wrestling company have their niches, have their conspiracy, controversy, have their controversial, maybe management moments. But WWE is the number one source of it.
And by the way, for those who are going to be like, well, aren't you guys just adding to that toxicity? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know why we're toxic. Why are we toxic? Because we like wrestling and we want to see it succeed and thrive. Look, I'm not expecting every single creative idea that I fucking come up with to immediately be picked up by some wrestling company and they run with it. I don't think anybody in their right mind that wants to sit down and enjoy the product and just fucking turn their brain off to watch something that they genuinely enjoy wants that. None of us here are like that. We're just offering ideas because we love the business. We love pro wrestling. That's why we are on here talking about it. And for some reason in WWE, they do this fucking term where we're marks. And then that's where the fucking damn flame war starts on social media. And it's constant bickering back and forth between two sides who, honest to God, if Vince would get his head out of his ass one time, should honestly be working together to actually improve upon the wrestling industry as a fucking whole.
Yep.
When you have guys like Kazuchika Okada saying something like that, and other fucking individuals in the industry saying that because they want more money, they want more fucking eyeballs on the product because they know their work is good, they know they can get people into the buildings, that should fucking tell you something. Instead, they're purposely driving a wedge because if I can't do it, pal, no one fucking can.
I'm getting the Ghostbusters flashback, what Sony did, and causing that war.
Oh boy, that's a whole different war with the whole media industry. But again, like James said, and you gotta consider this: everybody there under the WWE, at the end of the day, is just somebody trying to do either what they love or provide for their family. So real talk, these are real people being affected by this.
That's why I'm so pissed. That's why everybody's so pissed. And don't get me wrong. Everybody's going to find a job, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to point that out. Every
Exactly
single person
right.
is going to find a job. But why does it have to fucking be that way?
When you figure out that this was their dream. This was their dream, and they had for life.
They had all the talent in the fucking world to be the top echelon of that company, and not one of them decided, you know what, let's go with that guy. Even the people that are lower, that were lower mid card, and that they didn't see anything with. So how the fuck do you not find a spot for them on the card?
When you consider how many platforms WWE has alone.
Why is AEW, with a bloated roster, doing a better job managing their talent on all fronts right now than what WWE does when they're the number one fucking company? You know why? You know why they're doing a bad job? Because they don't fucking care. And that's what pisses us off more than anything, because everybody else, whether you're a fan of WWE or a fan of AEW, is telling you that these fucking guys are talented and they do nothing with them. Not a single thing with them.
Sit in catering, tell a story.
WWE only cares about money. When it comes to AEW, we have an owner who cares about talent. We also have an owner who cares about us fans.
Let King finish, Eric.
Yeah.
Because Tony Khan cares about us fans. Tony Khan cares about his stats. Tony Khan cares about every single wrestling promotion in the United States, all around the world. We have an owner who has
including Ring of Honor, by the way. Including Ring of Honor, who he just signed a bunch of fucking talent, and from reports that are fucking being rumored, just paid a down payment to keep Ring of Honor alive.
Exactly
right. Tony
I'd much
Khan.
rather a guy like that than a guy who wants to run everybody out of business on fucking purpose.
Because he wants to be the only one in the competition. He wants to be the top dog.
Yeah, exactly right.
Tony Khan just simply wants to bring everybody and bring forward pro wrestling.
let me tell you something. Looking at the two owners, I mean, between Tony Khan and Vince McMahon, I mean, Tony Khan, that right there is a good guy that gives a shit about his town. I mean,
And by
he
the way,
gives
for
a
those who
shit.
are gonna say, oh, he also worries about the money. Nobody's fucking denying that he's not always thinking about the money.
No.
Of course, if you're in business, as Noah just said, you're obviously wanting to make money. You know how you make the best money possible? Appeasing your fucking staff and using them properly.
Exactly.
And
Tony
pleasing
Khan-
who you're trying to sell to.
Exactly. Tony
It's sort of
Khan,
like how
I
people
mean,
say about the gaming industry,
ahead.
where they say, "Hey, instead of all these loot boxes and microtransactions, how about you just make good games?"
Yeah.
Right. Exactly right. Let
There
me
you
tell
go.
you, Tony Khan, I mean, he gives a shit about his talent, number one, and he has a heart for professional wrestling and flat out loves it. I mean, he's doing a better job with a bloated roster than WWE ever did in their entire lives, because Tony Khan, I mean, he makes billions and billions of dollars. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's a billionaire and all, but he gives a shit by keeping his employees happy and satisfied. And Tony Khan is not an idiot. I mean, he gives a shit about fans. He doesn't want to lose viewership.
Can we also talk about this as well? Like the fact that Tony Khan has the roster he has now is because of his human empathy, which everybody has been waiting for years in the industry.
That's right.
I was waiting for the word.
That's right.
This man, go ahead, James.
The empathy that this man shares is baffling to me. I wish more people were like Tony Khan in the IWC. Yeah, granted, he's pushed back against the WWE. I would eventually do. Not everyone's fucking perfect. No. But the fact that he has had a heart of gold when it came to the Martha Hart situation and the Brody Lee situation, like the fact that the Brian Pillman situation, like all these different things that he got involved in and tried to make right on, when he simply didn't have to go as far as he did, but he fucking did. You know how many fucking people would kill for a boss like that? Why discourage that? Why? I don't get that.
Not only that, this is the man who not only got Sting when he left this business, quote unquote,
made him love the industry again.
And this is also a man who brought back CM Punk after 7 years.
Yes, exactly. And CM Punk now passion has returned to professional wrestling, all because of that one man right there in Tony Khan. And Tony Khan is forever changing the modern era of professional wrestling in the 21st century, because Tony Khan
should be embraced. It should be embraced, not discouraged.
Tony Khan will forever go down as one of the great professional wrestling owners of the 21st century, because Tony has did what no other wrestling promoter has done in the 21st century. I mean, Tony literally brought back professional fucking wrestling to the fans. I mean, Tony
to the mainstream.
I mean,
let's put that
to the
out
mainstream,
there. To the
mainstream audience. And Tony Khan, I mean, with AEW, I mean, they're thriving right now because Tony does business the smart way, like anybody else. And he's like one of the best promoters the wrestling business has ever had. Number one. I mean,
number two, go for it.
Number two, and what professional wrestler wouldn't want to have a boss like that in Tony Khan? And if you go to AEW and sign with them, consider yourselves lucky, because it's wrestling wrestling heaven over there, and you're going to be treated like a star.
If you're there to contribute to pro wrestling, if you're there to not, pun intended, do the work, then AEW is the place for you to make yourself a professional wrestling fan happy for the rest of your life.
That's right. That's right. Tony Khan wants people that are workers and that can do the work.
And that know and love pro wrestling.
Yes, exactly. And he doesn't want anybody that I could do 2-3 matches a year. I mean, he don't want that bullshit. AEW is thriving right now, and
I'll just give you a scope of how many people that got brought back. All right.
Yes.
Mike's girlfriend, who's never watched wrestling in her fucking life. My dad, who hasn't watched wrestling in years. Colleen, another person who's a sister to me, who's never watched wrestling in her life. Austin, same thing. Austin Matunsky and WYW, same thing. Started watching wrestling for the first time ever with AEW. Hadn't watched wrestling other than casually with the WWE, and he loved it. I know plenty of fucking people that were either lapsed fans or casual fans that now tune into AEW regularly because of the stuff they are doing. They got to be doing something right.
Exactly.
Something. And there's a reason why AEW still is around to this day, when people were rounding it off for dead literally after the Las Vegas thing and the Double or Nothing event in 2019. And here we stand 2 years later and 6 months, almost to the day, still all elite. And damn proud of it.
Amen.
And look, and listen. Again, it's not when it comes to these releases, it's not about we hate WWE over AEW because we love the talent there. We don't like the corporation. It has nothing to do with us versus them at all. I want to make that very clear right now. It's about the talent that should have been big stars no matter where they went, and the place that they happen to be at fucking use them. And that is exactly 100% on them.
Exactly.
That's it. That. The summary of this entire discussion.
The talent within WWE are flat out awesome, and they're very good wrestlers. The problem is you got the corporate bosses that don't give a shit about them. There's companies out there that would let them thrive. WWE doesn't let them do that at all.
WWE doesn't give a chance. WWE does not allow opportunity to either sink or swim. While you can maybe get something for you in the independent scene, just to have some fun in a moment, like Genocide and Kylan King did in Mission Pro. You can't even do that for 5 damn minutes in your women's division in the WWE.
That's right.
That's wrong.
Exactly right.
I would like to also mention they even punish wrestlers who get over by mistake. Rusev Day.
Oh yeah, fucking poor.
Yeah,
and you know what? And you know what? As stupid as that was on the WWE's part, which makes us pissed as fans, it made us rejoice when he came to AEW because he got to do everything that he's wanted to fucking do so far.
Because
he got to show his comedic chops. He got to show his serious side in a much different light, and he became a multi-tool player just by jumping ship.
And look, we're about to get in 9 nights. Bryan Danielson versus Miro.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would have been excited for that?
Final.
Yes.
I'm stoked for that match. I'm stoked for that match. Everybody else, if this were to happen in the WWE, nobody would have batted an eye. Because it's happening in AEW and they let the wrestlers be themselves.
And that's what it comes down to.
Individuality,
self-creativity input. They aren't allowed to necessarily do everything they want, but they can do much more with themselves and flourish being themselves. Ruby Soho, the biggest example.
You know what the saddest part of this too is? We talked about how they misutilize talent, right? We talk about top talent, especially. We talked about mid cards for a little bit. We don't even talk about bottom tier guys that shouldn't really be bottom tier.
Exactly.
But they're great workers. They could be used on your product to put forward other wrestlers.
I'm gonna bring a name up that I know, and this is why I don't consider. I'm my own guy. I'm not related to JD in any sense. Nobody's related to anybody in any sense, right? But here's another thing I disagree with on JD. Baron Corbin. Everybody shits on Baron Corbin. Answer me this: why? Did you not see the work he did in NXT when he was green as goose shit and how much he improved over time while he was working with guys like Apollo Crews? I still remember how amazing he was as a heel, talking trash to Apollo, talking down like a tremendous heel. That was some of the best work Baron Corbin ever did in his entire career, and it feels like a lifetime ago.
And yet somehow he's still trying to make it work by flexing this new character.
You know what? And you know what? Let me give you the fucking answer for you, Corbin. Don't. Honest to God, get the fuck out of there. You'd be doing so much better if you got out. Guaranteed.
Well, at the end of the day,
honestly, I think Baron Corbin, if he left, he would be basically Matt Cardona's level of heat.
Oh fuck yeah, and he would be the biggest heel in GCW by far.
Yeah.
By leaps and bounds.
I'd like to point out another thing I just remembered. Isn't Tyler Valkyrie and John Morrison a couple? And now
they are married. They're both married.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure John Morrison's like
he's gone too.
And speaking of GCW, Blake Christian didn't waste no time because Blake Christian returns to GCW December 4th and December 17th.
There you
go. We didn't waste no time.
Because the NXT 2.0 contracts do not relate to the main roster contracts.
Also, I'd like to point something out. We haven't mentioned this at all. 2K's got to cut the ties with them.
Oh yeah, they got to. They freaking got to at this point.
Definitely.
Come on. They got to.
I mean, don't even.
There's no way they're making the money off those games anymore. They're just recycling and literally putting on a new cover. They've got to.
But now, how are they going to do it? Like they fired.
Did 2K22 even get released yet, or is that still?
No. Here's the thing.
It got delayed.
It's coming out next year, and they're pissed because Vince wanted to accelerate the date. He wanted it this year, but they said, we got to delay it. We got to earn the fans' trust back. Then they crashed at the finish right before they could start. They crashed when they announced, we're doing microtransactions.
Yep. They went the 2K basketball route.
And now they already admitted, we're not going to have an up-to-date roster. This roster is completely broken. It's the most out-of-date roster we've had because everyone's being fired left and right.
Exactly. Again,
right. I'm not even gonna lie, and I mean this. There's probably great development on the AEW game already, and I know
they got jukes. Of course there is.
Yes.
It's going back to old school.
I know. So this is why I say, honest to God, I think 2K would have a better fucking chance at getting a license deal with AEW at this point, joining with Ukes again, than to stick with this WWE nonsense. And I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later, by the way.
Yeah,
because keep in mind, the development for the game is already being done by most of the fucking roster. So 2K doesn't have to do a fucking thing. All they have to do when they come in is just smooth out the edges.
Right.
That's all they got to do.
Exactly.
Because they have a team working on it. It's not a rushed project. They're not putting it out until they're ready to put it out.
And I would like to mention, I wouldn't be surprised if 2K22 next year is the last WWE game by them.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. What they're going to
go through. There's a story I wanted to mention regarding WWE's complicated history with people. Tyler Breeze revealed something. Okay, does anyone remember his ESPN documentary he had?
Yes, ESPN on 60. He was part of the whole NXT thing.
Yeah, you want to know what he revealed just yesterday?
On oral sessions, he nearly got fired afterwards from it.
Yeah, they were planning to fire him after the documentary aired, and was like, "Oh dear, he's cheered." Okay, never mind. You can stay.
So
Well,
they
yeah,
had
because
every
NXT
intention to fire him. And Tyler Breeze is a hell of a businessman. He prolonged his goddamn career.
He really
That just
did. He
shows
did
the-
what he could.
That really shows the smarts of fucking Tyler Breeze, to be honest. I mean, it's stupid that he has to go to those lengths, but I mean, it also shows how reliable of a fucking talent he was. I hope to hell that him and Johnny Curtis both go to AEW. I think they would be perfect for the tag division. Honest to God.
Well,
Like, they're very underrated.
we've been only focusing on AEW primarily and WWE and the perspectives of the corporate and the morale. Let's not count out everything else in the wrestling industry too.
You
When
know,
it comes to like those
actually,
names, like
you
Impact,
know what?
MLW, NWA, they all have a
Sorry,
different
hold on.
outlook, but
I
all
take
those
it back.
companies need to respect their talent a whole lot more and give them the chance more often to sink or swim.
Yeah.
I take
mean,
it
the
back, by the way. Hold on. I take it back. I do take it back because I just realized those two men probably would be a better fit as a stable with the Inspirations.
I see them more so as what Impact Wrestling needs, change of chance. They need a deeper tag division because you gotta find somebody to take on the good brothers that's not Finn Juice.
Yep, Tyler Breeze and Johnny Curtis.
And I know we were talking about W2K earlier, but this is what the character screen gonna look like when as soon as the game come out. They might even have a 2K roster by then. You can tell.
I mean, they probably could put in Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. They could put in Ricochet.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Oh,
All I see
Ricochet,
is like
man.
4 people on that selection screen.
To be fair, there's only
That's
4
all
people
I'd
that
see.
truly are on top in the WWE.
Who are the members of that are on there?
Ouch.
It was
It was Cena, Orton, Goldust, and I forgot and Cesaro. Those are the 4 characters. 4 wrestlers on that screen.
Meanwhile, that's
Well,
having the
Goldust
hottest
is
run
in
of his
2K22.
entire career in AEW.
Yep.
And
Goldust
starting his own
was-
wrestling promotion.
Dustin
Yep.
Reynolds.
Rest
Dustin
goes
Reynolds.
Yo, Dustin
will
Reynolds
be
is
in an
gonna make
AEW
it,
game.
dude. Dustin Rhodes is legitimately gonna make a hell of a fucking fortune in third-party sales.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You're not
is
wrong.
on
I think a lot of
for
people
life.
are.
Yeah.
Because if
You're not
that's
wrong.
any indication
You're
of
not
what
wrong.
the 2K game's gonna look like. Oh,
I
man.
don't, man. It don't matter to me. I haven't bought 2K games in years.
It's just reaching. It's like it's reaching a point. Like, okay, so Adam Cole even came out and said that AEW fans helped build the brand of AEW just like they did with NXT.
Yep.
Yeah, guess what? Most of
Yeah,
those
right.
AEW. Guess what? All those. Most of the AEW fans were at one point. NXT fans. Hi. How you
NXT
doing?
fans.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yep.
Hi, Adam. We like you because we've seen you for a while.
Also, remember how Big Show always joked about the whole face and heel twist turning around?
Yes.
And everything?
Yeah, the 42
Yeah.
different times he did it.
Yeah.
Guess
Yeah.
what he revealed?
What?
Guess what he revealed? Yeah, he was super
What?
frustrated with that joke.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, literally, it was like, okay, we're just gonna put you in this spot because you're a big dude.
Hey, raise your hand if you saw this turn coming. That was so funny.
I like him once in a while, just beating up 3 random people though. This is fun. This is fun to watch.
But
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Are you saying that that AEW knows how to utilize Paul White better than WWE?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Oh my! I never would have guessed.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this: the
Well,
AEW.
dude, they could literally do a literal trio Bear Country, and Big Show would fit right the fuck in there. Dead serious, he would. Dude, I would love to see that trio in action just
Bear
one
White.
time. I would love to. You know what?
Bear
Do it with
White.
the Gun
That's
Club.
Bear Paul or Bear White.
Have the Gun Club get their comeuppance with Big Show and Bear Country.
I think
Perfect.
James just booked a future 6. I think James just booked a future 6-man tag match.
Bear
Tony
Boulder,
Khan, you have permission.
Bear
Book it.
Wow.
Bear Boulder, Bear Bronson, and Bear White. Or Bear Paul.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, instead of Paul White, he can now have an actual wrestling name that's similar to the Big Show, Bear White. Remember, he had a bear on his logo,
Or
so
Bear
it all
Show.
ties in.
All
Their
right.
show,
All
you do
right.
that.
This went into a whole different tangent. I like it.
Dude, they even have beards. They're the bearded bears. It's perfect.
The three giant lumberjacks clubbering around the ring, flattening people.
Wow.
They're lumberjacks and they're okay. They sleep all night and they work all day.
Oh Lord. James is broke. James is broke.
We need Monty Python to sing them down to the ring.
No. We don't need a Monty
That'd be a
Python
great
reference.
idea.
Outside of
That would be a
Halloween.
great idea.
Oh my
Mackie
god.
Ito
Or
singing
have the
it.
person
Mackie Ito.
or have the person that did the vocals for "He's a Man."
Yeah, he's a man.
All right, that's not gonna work because that's for one person.
Okay.
Eric has a thought. Eric has a thought.
Okay, what's your thought?
What's your thought, dude?
Did you all hear where Michael Cole came out said today?
That he had
65% hearing
he has
loss.
a hearing loss of 65%.
Yeah. And I can imagine who did it.
Yeah,
I don't want
I'm
to
gonna need you to
scream
say this and say this, and I'm gonna need you to say that. I'm gonna need you to say this. Go ahead. Say
Repeat this.
feel-
Repeat this again. Repeat this again.
And I mean this, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. I feel so bad for Michael Cole.
I really do too.
Yeah,
Same
same
here.
here. Same here.
Despite how we might initially interpret him, you cannot deny that this man has somehow made this job work for over 20 years.
Well, here's another thing. Everybody thinks he's not good at his job because of what he does on Monday night.
It's Vince who makes him do what he does.
I know.
Exactly.
Like 2% of his entire career,
Mae Young
he was not
Class-
Vince influence, and that was the only time people literally
Mae Young
gravitated towards
Classic
anything
United
he
Kingdom
thought.
Tournament. Yeah, Mae Young Classic United Kingdom Tournament, 100%.
That's it.
I feel so bad for Cole. I really do feel bad, dude.
Okay. I just heard something stupid.
Oh shit.
What?
There's always something.
Okay, let's
What,
see.
more
Always
WWE
something
dumb?
Yeah,
No,
more
it's something
WWE dumb, and actually, it's
Oh,
more Backlund
lovely.
dumb.
Let me
Oh,
hold on, wait. Before you go on, let me just
I
get
got
an
my chips
object
ready.
to bash myself over the head with as I
No,
lose
no,
more brain
no,
cells.
no, no.
Oh,
No,
no.
Okay,
you
go
can
ahead.
do
No,
that.
no,
You can do
don't
that
do that.
after. Okay,
All right,
allow
Don't
me.
do that.
Okay.
Alright. Yep.
So, okay, WWE has these figures coming out on the IGN store, correct?
Action
Continue.
figures.
Yep. Continue.
The Fiend is on it. They put Bray Wyatt as a figure to sell after they fired him, and now now he has under no compete rules.
Continue.
And they're charging you $11 for it each.
Yep. Right. Fantastic. The brain cells are slowly dying, man. Continue.
James, you got more to live for than this, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I'm still living. I'm just gonna become dumber. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah. Apparently, this was all put together before WWE fired him out of nowhere. So WWE.
Vince every time.
So I'm curious to know: is Bray Wyatt even gonna get money out of this?
No, he don't. No money.
Probably not. Probably not. And he probably will try and sue to get money out of it, and will lose the lawsuit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I
Okay,
mean,
that's
I've
enough
heard-
brain cells lost for
I've heard
one
of
day.
Simon Miller going, "Why?"
Oh,
but James
man.
batting himself in the head with an empty Pepsi bottle. Okay, that takes the cake.
Here's why.
Here's why. What?
Holy shit.
You gotta win.
I still say Bray Wyatt shows up at Full Gear. I'm just calling it now. I think.
Oh
that's
yeah,
what it shows up.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
most definitely.
yeah,
That's it.
Oh, my insides.
Yeah, absolutely.
My insides are on fire.
Read that last.
My insides are on fire.
I'm not sure what else to say beyond that. Again, I'm just only going to say this to all those that have been unfortunately released from what may have been literally in your own minds, your dream job to provide for your future, to provide for your families that either you have now or want to raise, or to thrive in what you love. And that is at the end of the day, being a wrestler, being an entertainer, connecting with the fans. I wish you all nothing but the best in this shared wrestling universe. May you continue your passion and wherever you go going forward. And may you find better morale and still sustainable income too. And that's all I gotta say about
that. In other words, we're sorry that your dream turned into a nightmare. Hopefully your dream can be reinvigorated somewhere else.
Amen to that.
And whether it's Impact, NJPW, MLW, AEW, anything on that screen and anything not on that screen, you can find your passion. Buddy Murphy did. You can too.
Also, the former Bronson Reed.
Jonah
Rock.
Right.
Yeah, he had a tweet recently. Appears to have been. This is what he wrote 2 hours ago. My brothers and sisters, that place is not the be-all, end-all. You will thrive and prosper because in the end, pro wrestling always wins.
Oh, shit. I was about to hit myself over the head because I thought something stupid was coming. But you know what?
Now that's a noble statement, and that's a hell of an encouragement.
That's
no, he also did post Squid Game reference gifs.
Oh, God damn it, Jonah.
And just like that, you went from there.
Just like
yeah, he posted right when the firings were happening, where he had those guards from Squid Game saying, "I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to you all."
Yeah,
I don't know what they are, to be honest. I just did that because he said something else. I'm like, perfect time.
Well, that does bring up a good point too. I mean, there is another preview happening as well. That is the NWA with one last preview too. Some people could show up there for all we know too. So
right.
Oh yeah, he's actually dealing with visa issues. That's why he hasn't come back yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. He said, I think he's already got those under. I don't think that's. He says there are rumors coming out now that he said he locked a deal down, and that's what that gift was tweeting about.
Well, good for him, because again,
I think he's just playing the kayfabe, but I'm hoping that's the case. I hope that rumor is true.
A saving face, apparently. I mean, hey, Chelsea Green finally figured out her visa. Good for her. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of amazing at this point where things are going. Like I said, I think WWE is now just put themselves on only one path, the path to annihilation.
And it's not a final countdown. It's a long countdown, but there is eventually going to hit 0. And I definitely agree with you.
Yep.
Agreed.
Same
to annihilation.
And to those that are still
I own the trademark.
To those that are still there that I do appreciate, like Kevin Owens, like Cesaro, like Big E, like Shinsuke Nakamura, the list goes on and on, men and women.
Right.
Okay. I still say Cesaro should not complain since he resigned and he's already complaining.
Well, again, Cesaro, he loves what he does, but I have a shirt. He is a wrestler at heart, but he loves the people he worked with. So he wants to stay
by the way,
so
you know what? I'll give him that. But the problem is he's now signed to a company where all those people that he loved to work with are now going to be going away.
And again,
I like to stress
Pride didn't realize it. Pride didn't think about it. And now there's no turning back.
Well, I would like to also mention Big E still trying to wonder how on earth is Cesaro not even a world champion.
I mean, honest to God,
I've been wondering that.
Well, Cesaro is locked down to a contract. Can we just bring this up though for a second? Like everybody's saying, "Oh, Cesaro gonna be locked down forever now." And like at this fucking point, with the way everything's going, you probably just do what Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado did: ask for his release, and they'll fucking give it to him. Like that's how fucking far we've gone. Like the complete 180 to what they were trying to do when they hoarded the talent like 2 years ago. We've gone to complete 180 now. So I'm pretty sure Cesaro could just go, "Hey, remember that contract I signed? Can I just be released because this isn't fun for me anymore?" And then they'll fucking give it to him.
Well, again, he already came
really
out
well.
Like, 2021 started strong for me, but since then,
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure where all this is going to go at this point.
No, me neither.
I think
The
this
Lord,
is the last.
Lord
I
help
think-
every good person that's there under the WWE banner.
I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know, guys. We gotta ask. Do you think there's only 1 month left of this year? Do you think WWE's gonna pull one last firing of sorts?
Yes.
They will.
Definitely.
Yes, they will.
Fear they'll do it literally around
That
the
is
holidays. I fear they
definitely.
literally will do it
Most
before day
definitely.
one.
Most definitely.
Imagine if they do it on day one.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Holiday season.
That's most definitely.
And more budget cuts. I need to release more talent. What the fuck is his name? Get him the fuck out.
Look, at this point, I will say this. I'll just say this. I'm glad so far that Casey's fade is still there.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Here we go.
I wish. I mean, some people that I like right there within WWE. I mean, I wish the likes of. Let me see. Damn. Who the hell's left there? But anyway,
AJ Styles. Well,
AJ.
I think it's funny because Casey was trying to be like so like humble and wholesome, and he's like, "Fuck, who's left?"
Yeah,
he's not wrong.
Funny about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He wasn't even trying to be an
Right.
asshole on purpose, but that's
Right.
how it would come across to anybody
But
else.
considering who they actually book
Right.
on
There's nobody
screen
left.
and give
Yeah.
screen time to, you almost forget who's actually there.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And
Let
I-
me tell you
I-
something. I wish
Hey,
the lights.
to everybody in NXT UK, watch your back too. By the way,
Yeah.
because I don't think
God.
that
Yeah,
that's gonna
watch
stop
your
there.
back.
Yeah.
Megan.
Hey, let me tell you something. To
Watch your back,
people in
front,
NXT
and sideways.
People in NXT UK with the likes of Bea Priestley, Xia Brookside,
Please come back, Bea
Rico
Priestley. Please come back.
Satomura, Flash Morgan Webster, Subculture, Wolfgang, and
Gallus boys
Gallus.
on
Yeah,
top.
every single one
Dallas,
of them are going.
Tyler
I feel
Bate,
like
Tyler
they're
Bate,
all gonna
Trent
go.
Seven, Tyler
I feel
Bate,
like they're
Trent
all just
Seven,
gonna be
watch your
gone.
backs in NXT UK.
Probably.
And to some that are left in WWE, I mean Dakota Kai, wishing nothing but
That-
the
that was
best
the
of
name I was
luck
waiting for.
within this current
There it is.
NXT under like
Urgent.
Vince and the corporate management. I mean, if something
don't go to the
happens,
main
if-
roster. Stay in NXT.
I mean,
UK.
Dakota Kai just pull a Tommaso Ciampa. That's all I got to give you and stay within NXT. Just take a page out of Ciampa's
you know
book
what?
and stay
I'm not
there.
even convinced that Ciampa's gonna stay now.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Nobody's safe. Not a
me
single
tell you
person in that company is safe.
Not
me
even
tell you-
Roman's
let
own
me tell you
family's
something.
safe now after Nia
Let me tell
Jax
you.
was just fired.
I
tell you
still,
something.
I would say
I
again,
mean-
Nia Jax most surprising,
I
Keith Lee
mean-
most shocking.
Let me tell you. Dakota Kai, no matter if what, she's not even safe either because she could be on that list as well.
Probably is. I
Yes,
guarantee you she's at
more-
the top of that, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely is on that list. Dakota, if something happens and you end up being on that list, release from there. Just
Me,
so
come
you
here.
know, it's not the end
AEW.
of the it's not the end of the world. There's AEW and all that.
Wow,
outside
there's
where you can
Everything
try that.
else, all things wrestling
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
of fucking WWE.
Yes, exactly. Dakota, there's
Oh.
AEW and all these wrestling promotions that would appreciate your
I'm not
talent.
in
You
the
would
re-
thrive there.
I'm not
But-
in the wrestling business, pal. I'm in the sports entertainment business.
Been in there for
Damn it, idiot.
Been in there for
Okay,
Sports
also,
entertainment is
trying to
such
fall
good
apart.
shit.
Did anyone hear about what WWE pulled at UBS Arena?
No, let me get the bottle again.
Oh no.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
no. Oh, no.
okay. Remember what the first thing they did? They announced Roman for the show.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, Now they announced. Oh, buy one get another ticket, 2-ticket pack.
Buy one get one free.
No, I think they said,
yeah,
2-pack, but a 2-pack ticket. So WWE got even more desperate. Yesterday, you want to know what they did?
Oh no! What did they do?
Oh no! What did they do? What did they do?
Now they said, okay, we are definitely not competing with AEW because they're kicking our ass in this specific arena. But we're gonna have the Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre in the New Day, and we're gonna have 4-packs of tickets.
Oh, that's great short-term hot shot booking.
I'm worried about James. I'm worried about James.
That's so good.
I'm worried about James.
Oh, and guess what? They're not having Big E involved in this. They're calling it Drew Day.
What? Drew Day?
Yeah, they're calling it that.
What?
Drew Day?
4-pack of tickets. Get it now.
And Big E is your WWE champion.
Well, it's reported to be a dark match, but currently unknown at this time.
The fact that they're doing that on a dark match, okay, shows you what they feel about Big E being the WWE champion. How's that Lashley non-title run going for you, huh? Fuck's sake.
Hot shot booking matters in WWE.
Yeah, it's finest.
Give me a break.
At its finest. Give me
And here's
me
the
a
thing.
break
Here's the
on that.
thing. Here's the thing. WWE Raw is only at 58% of ticket sales, whereas AEW is at 80%.
Oh,
That
wait,
sounds about right.
AEW at 80%. Oh, wait, didn't I say earlier? Pro wrestling matters.
There you go.
And I'd like to mention this is in New York, you know, the home of the McMahon dynasty.
Oh, the home.
And one of the most passionate.
Dude, they lost that home when Ring of Honor
That
showed that.
McMahon dynasty was dead and buried whenever they approached Queens. That was dead and buried.
Not even
Exactly
just that.
right it
Not
was.
even just that, bro. That dynasty was long dead when Ring of Honor and AAA showed up at their fucking doorsteps and New Japan.
Exactly.
So come
Exactly
on.
right.
I mean, that's
also-
And now we got
Also-
GCW heading towards the Hammerstein Ballroom next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to mention this. When you were talking about how Vince is literally a high school edgelord. James,
you know, he's a combination of that and Caillou, but yes, go ahead.
you want to know what came out? Vince McMahon was shown in his high school years, his yearbook, the yearbook, and guess what they said they thought he was going to be?
A wrestler.
You want to know what he thought he was going to be, James? What everyone at that high school thought?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, the bottle again.
Go ahead and tell me.
President of the United States. Because one egomaniacal maniac who didn't know what he was doing wasn't enough.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Yep. All right. Yep.
Oh man.
President of the United States. What?
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, wait. Let me rephrase that. What?
What?
Yeah, they thought he was going to be president of the United States with how he presented himself and how he acted in high school. And I'm thinking, look, we already had one egomaniacal, crazy psychopath running around with power. We all know what happened to that result.
You're fired.
I don't want to even imagine the idea if Vince was president of America.
We'd be dead. We'd be dead. We'd be dead.
We'd be
We'd
dead.
Fucked.
We're
dead. Hold on.
Done.
My brain cells are losing more as time goes on with every heartbeat.
Maybe we should wrap this up.
God damn. Hey, by the way, yeah, Vince McMahon as the United States president. Oh boy. That will go over really well for the freaking people of other races because he'll just find them as comedy. Be like, hey, come over here and perform for me.
Pow.
You know, like they do with our truth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Because that's not fucking racist at all, Vince.
In fact, where is our truth these days? I forgot about him.
Still wrestling
who
for
the hell
24/7 title. You know, doing that.
Well, I
same old
figured
shit
that,
he's
but I
doing.
haven't really heard much of him.
It's
I kept
amazing
just-
how long our truth's been able to keep his job.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm not shocked because at this point, truth is just like fuck it.
Truth.
Truth is just like fuck it. He's like, I'm not gonna be a big star. He could have been, by the way, but he just accepted that they don't want him to be a big star, so he's just like fuck it.
Right.
I'm just.
I mean, he took on John Cena for the WWE Championship at a one-time pay-per-view, and
whenever he was in TNA, he was, I don't know, a former.
I'm so glad WYW.
Yeah,
I'm so glad WYW is bringing back the capital punishment name so we can book a better pay-per-view than the main Fed. How sad does that sound out loud?
You want to know the sad thing? I was actually at Capital Punishment.
You poor, unfortunate.
Wow.
I can't say much.
Why the fuck did you go to that?
I can't say much because I
was a kid and I really just didn't care at that time. And this
that
was
makes sense because WWE right now.
before the 3-hour WWE system on Raw, before I was tired out. Like after WWE, when
WWE is for the kids. They don't have like a mind necessarily. So they know they can sell
is it really for the kids? Because I see more kids at AEW shows with families, women, children, elderly.
Wait, guys! Remember, Kid OC kicking Billy Gunn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone just was like, "Oh."
Yeah. Again, AEW makes the moments, makes fun to be a pro wrestling fan.
Right.
Calling back the Daniel Bryan tide show thing from the past episode of Dynamite. I watched it on freaking Code. I was laughing my ass off.
That was great.
Like, wait,
that was phenomenal.
I can actually do non-PG stuff here, can't I?
Yeah.
Do you want me to? Okay, no. Do you want me to mention what Bryan Danielson did? The first few things he did after he joined AEW.
Dude, I've watched Bryan Danielson's run since coming to AEW. You're not telling me shit. He literally first said, after All Out, I'm here to goddamn fucking wrestle.
Mm-hmm. And guys, I just want to tell you, Bryan Danielson, after AEW Dynamite, recreated that 2010 spot with Justin Roberts that got him fired.
Okay, you want to know what the first thing Bryan did before he fought Kenny Omega? The first thing he did?
What?
Something good.
What?
Well, since you mentioned he can say whatever he wants under I don't really care anymore attitude.
He's always had zero fucks, though, to be fair. Okay?
Yeah, but now he's in a company where he could get away with more saying stuff. He said this: "When I eat an apple, I'm essentially eating tree sperm. Most fruits are semen." And thus apples were forever ruined.
That's true.
What the hell?
That's so true, though. That's true.
And he made Twitter explode that day when he said it.
Why did you bring that back up? Oh,
because this is Bryan at his most lethally deadly self.
Oh god!
And that's apples for
wait! I got the song for that little what was it? The little reveal there, right? About fruit, right? You're gonna get your fruit filled with semen. You're gonna get your fruit filled with semen.
All right, I gotta end this before I get freaking copyright strike. That would go.
Daniel Bryan, wrestler of the year. Don't at me.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I think we dissected enough about today's events. Wishing everybody the best and praying for everybody still there and hoping that bottom line professional wrestling continues to thrive. And WWE, you literally are on the verge to die. But all the best. Does anyone else have anything to close before we conclude tonight?
Okay, I'm surprised we didn't mention this about all the goodwill AEW's done, like how they asked John Moxley, "Hey, do you think we can tell people?"
dude.
And then everyone else was like,
Yes.
Good on
Moxley.
AEW, man. Good on AEW.
Also, Vince Russo lost his mind. Like, say, you crossed the line. And how everyone's saying you're exploiting John Moxley. And how you're just exploiting him like you exploited Brody and whatnot. And it's like,
bro,
you do realize, one, he literally said Moxley gave his permission to do it. Two, his wife works for AEW's community part, so I'm pretty sure she signed off rights to that.
I forgot about that part of the thing. I forgot she does the community bit.
Yeah, by the way.
Three, you want to know what someone else has said?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
What? I saw this tweet. I don't know the user's name. They blocked it like I usually do, but this is what someone said. John Moxley's faking it like Roman faked leukemia.
Oh, God.
We're back at this. We're back at this logic, yeah.
And James is bashing his head in, which telling me one thing. He's either going to rant or he's going to go do something dangerous.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
James.
James.
Boy. Give in to your anger. Stop it with this bullshit in the IWC.
Yeah.
Don't have a computer. Don't have a smartphone. You are not equipped. Stay all off social media, please. Oh, and another thing. Final conclusion. Stop.
I'm reminded of the Bruce Mitchell stuff. We all remember what he did to Brody and his family.
And this is why the IWC is such a toxic known community, because people like this.
That reminds me. They thought, this person thought that they should not have brought up Moxley battling alcohol addiction because it's the toxic IWC. They knew it would go to a war zone. And I'm like, dude.
No.
Bro.
No.
What?
So first off, invert.
Come on.
That is on the responsibility of the morons that are on social media using their Twitter fingers because they can't fucking have any human empathy to save their goddamn life. That's on them. And by the way, it's also on the fucking parents who didn't teach them this thing called fucking empathy. So no, it's not on the fucking AEW guys to not fucking say that John Moxley's not here because John Moxley is going through something that's seriously real that a lot of people fucking battle with. So for you people that are saying that they shouldn't have fucking said that, and Vince Russo's fucking one of them, hey, guess what? You're a fuck and I hate you. Shut the fuck up. Thank you. Take two double birds for you.
And I would like to mention, remember the amount of times everyone praised WWE and WCW saying, you're doing such a good job addressing Scott Hall's alcoholism.
Speaking of WCW, Dax tweeted out saying,
"Oh yeah, I heard that.
I wish WCW would have."
I heard that.
No, I like you, Dax, but no. Both would have just been as bad.
Unfortunately, yep.
Yeah, because it was way worse than.
I'm watching Reliving the War right now.
WWE NWO until 2000.
Bro, I'm watching Reliving the War right now on Wrestling Bios, okay? I can tell you firsthand from watching that series back with Wrestling Bios.
I watched that series too.
Dude, it
like I like to keep mentioning, I feel like WCW never truly died. It evolved into what WWE has turned itself into.
And now they're going to face the same fate.
Oh, by the way, Jeff Meacham at one point, I don't know if you guys know Jeff, but Jeff Meacham. There was a podcast that Noah and I were on ages ago where he basically said, the reason why WCW failed is because of hot shot booking. And then Jeff Meacham just goes, Bueller? Vince, you're doing that now.
Yeah, years later.
And then my exact response to that was, well, see, Jeff, it's okay if Vince McMahon does it because he's the biggest hypocrite, so it doesn't matter. As long as he can get away with it, it's fine. But if anybody else does it, oh no, it's a stupid idea.
I literally looked in the NoDQ review chat I'm part of because I do like the predictions and all that type of stuff, and sometimes reviews. Of course, I don't do it really much because I care about wrestling because again they own the night. But Jeff literally said, if there was a night for me to be on a fifth wheel for a review, this is it. I hope he was part of the review tonight because I can only imagine what's on his mind, especially about Keith Lee.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think everyone's pissed about this. Like
everyone that's a fellow fat person in the IWC is pissed that they didn't fucking know what to do.
The
with Keith Lee,
Tribalists are pissed at Ben.
Exactly.
They're pissed at Nick Khan. They're pissed at Bruce Pritchard. They're pissed at the WWE management for screwing Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, and all these people, and willingly said, "Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah,
right.
I'll see you.
What do you think? What do you think the viewership's gonna be this week? I bet they lose viewers because they fucking released a bunch of stars again.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the viewership they're just gonna probably blow up and like, oh, we still got this many people, cause blah 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Oh yeah,
we
got this many people. We're doing just as good as TNA Impact did back in 2010 when they competed with us. We're doing swellingly.
There's another aspect that the IWC uses to bring toxicity into life.
We're doing great. We're doing phenomenal.
Yeah, okay. Like I said, I simply lay back and watch wrestling, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Same.
Wrestling.
Professional wrestling fucking matters.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Do we want to plug our stuff at this point? I think we
fuck
covered
that
everything.
shit. I'm just gonna put your Twitter handles in the freaking thing. So closing arguments before we close. I think everybody said their thing.
I have a closing line, but that will be it.
All right, then I guess I'll simply say I think this is the perfect time for us to sign off until we restore our excitement, our relaxation, and overall hype for professional fucking wrestling tomorrow night with AEW Rampage.
Yes.
Okay, wait. One more piece of news.
Go for it.
Hold on.
Oh, great.
Turning Point, Mercedes Martinez versus Mickey James is on.
Yeah. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking
go. Let's
go. Spoiler alert. Mickey James is hitting against Madison Rain. I obviously saw that coming, but I'm ready for this match. You're talking about two trailblazers, two journey women, two incredible professional wrestlers. They're going to put on a clinic.
Yes.
Yes. Again, like King's background shows, 10 of the world's professional wrestling location that you can go and thrive and enjoy and explore if you're not even a fan or never even heard of something. Go check something out that is not the WWE and open your fucking mind. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, well, Rampage is tomorrow night, and I can't wait to see some more women's wrestling, of course, with Red Velvet and the Bunny, and so much more awesome other stuff too. Eddie Kingston and CM Punk. Real talk, face to face. That's gonna be as good as freaking John Moxley and Eddie Kingston.
Red Velvet and the Bunny has better build as a wrestling feud than any WWE storyline in the last 20 years, and that's a shoot. That's not even me fucking faking that. That's true.
Exactly right.
And this is their second match against each other, and you're not wrong. And might I add, one is 16 years experience, the other one's not even 3 years wrestling experience.
Exactly. That's true. That is very true.
But I digress.
Good on Cody, by the way, on that. Continue.
Really, like I said, that's all I gotta say. Again, we love professional wrestling, and WWE, you fucking suck, but good luck to everybody there that we do support. And good luck to everybody that got released.
Exactly
Find
right.
New passion.
End it with this little tune. Ready? We'll end it with this little tune.
Then I'm gonna say I do. James, take it away.
On the first day of Christmas, all Lily came to see the signing of Bearcat Lee.
Dun-dun. All right. Well, we shall soon wait and see. But there's one death thing for sure. We will once again bask in his glory.
In the glory. Finally.
Oh, he is right. Yes.
Dude, please, I want them to do that team so bad. I want it to happen. I hope they go with it. I really will.
Wait and see, James. Wait and see.
Unlimited power.
Anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling. 2021 has taught us anything. All right, we're out.
That's
folks.
true.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, everyone.
James, I hope your brain's still okay.
No promises.
I respect your honesty.